embrace, burn the streets, set the pace. Ours, speed's the creed. Southern fried, racing breed. Southern fried racing, ours here. Fuel the fire, shift the gear. Nights alive, wheels embrace, burn the streets, set the pace. Ours, speed's the creed. Southern fried racing breed.
All right, we're here. Sorry for delay. That would be my fault. I messed up a little bit trying to get everything situated.
Oh, it's all good.
It's all good. We got Dave, we got Dean, we got Paul in the house, and we've also got Shawn Hartin, and we're so appreciative of him joining us tonight. We're going to talk, well, it's his story. We're going to talk about his story and let him share his racing career as much as we can get in and anything he wants to share. Thank you, Shawn, for being with the show, man.
Yeah,
no problem. No problem, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.
He's in a warm garage there, but he says there's snow all over the ground. So
Hang on, I'll show you the outside. Show you how much snow we got just today. It's
today.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's been a little snowy here, so we're happy to be heading south in a couple of weeks here to take Jess racing.
I love it. She mentioned that, and she's going to be on with us as well. She mentioned, I think you're going to North Carolina at some point this year, and maybe some other places. But I know y'all do a lot in New York, I think. So
yeah, so we mainly race in New York and Canada. We went to Charlotte in the fall, and she won the World Short Track Championships down there for the Dirt Northeast Modifieds.
Wow.
So we normally don't go to Florida. We took Jess to Florida to run Volusia a few years ago with a big block car, but we've since then sold our big block. But this is the first year under the dirt rules. They're going to run at Alltech Speedway in Lake City there, just outside of I guess about 2 hours north of Volusia. So we're gonna be there for I think February 4th to February 8th. We're going to be there racing with her. So
awesome.
What? Tell us a little bit about your vehicle. The setup. What's your whip like?
So it's a Northeast modified, built by Bicknell Chassis here in Ontario, Canada.
Okay.
There's a few different manufacturers that are around, but Bicknell is kind of I would say the more popular of the brands.
Right.
It's kind of like they've got the market cornered a little bit, I would say.
Kind of like AT&T used to.
Yeah, it's if anybody's watched the big block modifieds, it's the same kind of car, but we're a sportsman motor, so we run a 602 crate motor. There is another class in between the 602s and the big block, which is a 358. We actually have one of those, which we sold. I don't know if you guys can see it there.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh, mama.
Yeah, so we actually sold our big block that we took Jess to Volusia with. She ran it, I think, 5 times. And we sold it. It's just too far for us to drive to run a big block on a weekly basis. So
yeah,
right.
Mainly up here within an hour of us, it's all sportsman and 358 cars. Big blocks, you're looking at a 2.5 hour drive to go to any track. So
right.
How many tracks are situated that you race at? How many do you typically race at for that class?
So for this class, we raced quite a few. We raced all over with the sportsman. Sportsman seems to be the more what I would say class that travels a little bit. You can take your sportsman and go to North Carolina. We can go to Florida with it. We can go to different Pennsylvania. We can go to a few different places, New York, Canada, places like that. That run on a weekly basis. So we can show up some places. There's a bit of differences in the rules a little bit, but mainly with the crate car, there's a lot more places that we can run with our crate car. Big blocks, again, they're probably, you got hit and miss tracks. 358s, it's pretty limited to the very northeast stuff. The 358s seem to be a little more popular in Canada and upper New York State.
Is there a horsepower limit on the motors themselves, or is it just the block itself?
No, there's a cubic inch size for the different classes. Like the crate motor, obviously we can't touch it. We can't do anything with it. So the yeah, it's whatever the horsepower is from GM. And everybody knows, everybody says, oh, they're 400, they're 375. They're right in that
Right.
range.
Right.
A good small block is probably good 358 motors, probably in the, I would say 550 to 600. If you got a 600 one, you're doing really good. And the big blocks,
Yeah.
they're all the way up to like a 900 to 1,000 horsepower motor. So,
So
it's
they'll let you run if you had 1,000 horsepower. If you could get it out of that motor, they'll let you run it.
basically, yeah. If you have a cubic inch stuff, I don't know as much about the big blocks because I've always been a small block and sportsman person and got out of the sportsman probably 15 years ago when I met Jessica. But the big blocks, they're all over, and those guys got a different combinations for different tracks. Most guys that are in the racing know it's hard to hook up. The more horsepower they got, the harder it's to
Oh
hook
yeah.
up. So
Yeah.
you go to different tracks and different configurations. You sometimes don't want all the horsepower. Now, guys going to Volusia 2-3 weeks when they go down there, you'll want all you can bring with you. You'll want a monster.
Right. Right.
So when we took Jess to Volusia a few years ago, we actually took her down there. I would say the track or the horsepower we had was right around the 900 horsepower line, in which we didn't have enough to run with those guys. It was an older motor, a little heavier. And then we took her from that track, which is all you can use. And then we took her to Weed Sport for her next trip, which is you can't even step on the throttle because it's so slippery.
Wow.
So it's it really depends.
Depends on the grip.
Yeah, the guys in the big block class, they do have some motors that are a little bit. They make them a little bit smaller so they can detune them or whatever, so they can run at the slippier places. So
Right.
yeah.
What kind of tires do you run? Hoser or what?
Well, yeah, the Dirt Northeast is World Racing Group is a Hoosier tire only. There's a series up here. It's the Deo series. They run American racers. We don't tend to get on the American racers up here. We have to travel quite a ways to get before we can use the American racers. So we tend to stay on the Hoosiers, and that's all. I think Jess in her career has only ever raced on American racers once.
Wow.
Sounds like Hoosiers got the market cornered there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a little out of my scope. I don't have that much pull to say what we can run or can't. I'm
well, everybody, if you know anything about racing, everybody's heard of Hoosier.
Yes.
Yeah,
You
for
know?
sure. Yeah, that seems to be a big topic right now is Hoosiers and American racers and what's still going on. And,
Right.
I've heard different sanctioning bodies talking about it. They, I was watching a thing with Chaz there today, I guess it was earlier today, and they were talking about American racers and sprint cars, and I'm like, oh man, it's all over the place with tires. But we've been lucky up here, most of our tracks, because we've all been in the dirt car banner, I guess. So we've always been with Hoosier. So
Are you driving sprint cars, or are these just straight up dirt?
no, this is a dirt Northeast modified. So
Okay.
I don't know if you guys can see that there.
You can.
Yeah, it's the classic setup.
Yeah, it's a basic, everybody in the late model world that I know, they call these things mud turtles because they're so ancient and they
Right.
crawl around, but then you tell a sprint car guy, you ask a sprint car guy what a mud turtle is, and they'll tell you it's a late model. Well, I can tell you on a late model, helping out a couple of guys last year of Volusia, I can tell you can get yourself in big trouble pretty quick with some of the adjustments on them things. There's just too many adjustments. We're kind of we got very limited adjustments on these things up here.
Well, while you're there, if you don't mind, give us a shout out on your sponsors. Who's sponsoring you? Let's give them a shout out.
We've got some of the main sponsors is Janik Group from Quebec. They do underbridge trucks for construction and concrete work and stuff like that. So the guys don't have to stand on the on scaffolding stuff on an open road type of thing. So they put a truck that's on top of the bridge. They have a big arm that comes down with a platform on it, and they can work from a top. So
that's cool.
Yeah,
stationary.
It's a lot more. I would call the biggest thing is safety. Because they got a truck that's on top of the bridge versus under the bridge, and stuff like that. So it's they do a lot of dam work and stuff like that. And then we've got some other sponsors like Green Shield Pest Control, which is actually my boss. That's where I work.
Awesome.
Oh, son.
Yeah, so we also have Mobile One and Mobile One Canada. It's not Mobile One
Yeah.
US, but it's Mobile One Canada. We
Listen,
met them at
That's
a
a big
car show.
sponsor right there, Mobile
It
One.
Yeah,
is.
yeah. We met them at a car show probably, I don't know, probably 7, 8 years ago. Been great sponsors, been great people to work with. David that does the stuff up here is amazing to work with for us.
Yeah.
cool.
Right.
We got we do work with Burt Transmissions because Burt is from up in our area. We actually do work with them. We have Billistein Shocks. We work with them guys. MD3 bodies, 5-star bodies, Superintendent Truck Stop. We got quite a few sponsors, but as you guys know, it takes a lot to run one of these cars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
Oh yeah,
It's expensive.
and
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, that's for sure. We have Primal Tees that does Jess's t-shirts. So anybody looking for a Jessica Power t-shirt can go to Primal Tees and get a t-shirt.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. We want to give a
Yeah.
shout out for
Yes.
the merch. That's important.
Yeah,
I just
that's-
ordered some today or last night from
Yeah.
a group in Australia. I told them I was going to order and ordered a couple things from them, just trying
Yeah.
to help them out. I like to try to do that if I can.
We
So
actually have a big group in Canada as well.
Yeah, so
The
we
World Financial Group.
oh yeah, heard those guys. We actually started working with the Primal Tees. It was later last year. And they've been around. They're come from up our way, and they've been racing for a long time. They do Tony Stewart's shirts and stuff like that.
Oh.
They did Cap Henry shirts. The guy that just ran the Chili Bowl.
Yeah.
They have I think they do Devin Moran's. Like they do quite a few of the bigger guys shirts. And
Right.
being a small team that we are, we're very happy that they came on board with us. They did a shirt. Jess won the World Finals in Charlotte. There, they had a shirt ready to go in like no time for her. Kind of with the trophies and stuff on the shirt. So that was kind of cool.
That is
So
cool.
I have a couple of questions.
Absolutely.
In a race, all right. Typically, I know you have different heats,
Yep.
but how many cars are allowed per heat?
It depends on where you go.
Right.
So
Right.
this has been a what do they call that? A bone of contention for me in the last few years.
Right.
Because we're what they call a support class at most of the races we go to. We show up and the Super Car Series will be there, and we'll have to run timed hot laps. So we don't even get on the track. We get our hot laps are our times, and
Right.
they'll throw 10 of us hit there on a little quarter bouldering, and we get after it. So you got guys running over top of one another basically. But we've
Wow.
had I would say most racetracks we go to, you're probably in the 7 to 10 mark of what we have for cars. Weekly
Right.
Saturday nights, obviously you get a little bit less because there's a little bit, the weekly stuff. But we've had some of the Super Dirt Week. We run heat races. We have upwards of 20 some cars in a heat race.
Wow.
Ah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a lot of cars on a short track.
Well, no, Super Dirt Week's not a short track. They put dirt.
Okay.
So, and we race there for Super Dirt Week, which is one of I call it our Super Bowl races up this way.
Oh, cool.
Be at the mile, which at 20 cars on a track in the mile was no problem. 20 cars.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's still got lots of room, but it can get pretty tight. They have for that race, they have right around they would average right around 100 cars showing up for that event for our series.
Wow. Wow.
So I got a question. You're in, up there, even in New York, you're going to have a lot of snow. So
Yep.
how does that, these are tough people, but how does that impact your crowds? The people coming out, do they just go with the flow? They don't care. I mean, does snow affect, attendance or
No,
who's even coming to race?
No, so we don't race up here. We race from basically April till like October.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Our typical race season up here. When we want to race this time of year, we have to go to Florida, South Carolina. There's a track in South Carolina. I think it's called Lakeview Speedway in South Carolina. They're starting to try our cars. I have a friend of ours that's actually helping us out get to Florida this year. He's bought a Northeast Sportsman car, Carson, and he's going to run at Lakeview. So they're getting a little more popular down that way. But as far as running in the winter up here, no.
Okay. I
Ain't
just
gonna
wondered.
happen, huh?
I just wanted to know. I thought, man,
Yeah.
that'd be worth the price of admission.
Hey,
just
do
to
you
see
race?
that.
Do you race anything else like snowmobiles or anything like that up there?
No, we don't. We don't get into any racing any snowmobiles. My days of snowmobiles was is long gone.
Right.
They say there's a reason I never drove a race car, and there's a reason for that. It's probably the same reason I don't ride motorcycles or snowmobiles or anything like that. I would probably wreck a lot of stuff. I have a I have a shortness with my foot. It just goes to the floor.
Yeah, I will too. Yeah.
Yeah, my foot's really heavy for some reason. I don't know why.
I've been told I'd probably be a really good race car driver, but I'd probably have a lot of pissed off people at me too because I'd drive over somebody's carburetor for when they tried to wreck me or something. So we don't ride that. I don't. A lot of the guys up there, they do ride snowmobiles in the winter, do that stuff. I tend to play hockey or go out with my buddies and just play
Well,
shitty.
good Lord. Hockey's more dangerous than riding a snowmobile.
Yeah.
I've got my share of penalty minutes back to the whole thing of
I bet.
I got to disconnect somewhere, but it's
love
anybody knows me knows that I've got a very loud voice and I'm very opinionated.
You ever come out swinging?
I'm not going to answer that question. There's a
Good
reason,
answer.
There's a reason Jess just stands back and shakes her head at me some nights when she pulls it off the racetrack. But yeah,
Yeah.
I get a little vocal. So yeah,
A little fiery. So
It's
at
good
the races you've had, do the drivers ever have fights? Like just get disagreements,
every
or is it in the fans? It's just the fans that get in the fights.
No, so it's kind of funny. We have a local racetrack up here, Can-Am Speedway, where things have calmed down in the last few years, but over the years have been known for some of the smaller classes or lower classes or whatever you want to call them, having some issues where it was kind of funny. We parked down by the scales at Can-Am Speedway, and it got to the point where the crews and the drivers would go to tech. We would actually walk over lawn chairs before they got into tech and just sit lawn chairs down and sit there because we knew something was going to happen. So,
just wait on the show.
yeah, it's been entertaining over the years. The late model guys used to get into it big time down there, but with everybody having cell phones and video of stuff,
Yeah.
some of that stuff's kind of gone by the wayside. But like Tim McCready said a few years ago, we need to get back to some of that old stuff where the guy may need just a little shot to kind of wake himself up and realize what he did. And
a little attitude adjustment.
Have you ever got disqualified in a race?
Jess no, she's never been DQ'd in a race. She's the totally opposite of me. That's why she drives a race car. If you know her, she would. That's the biggest fight we have. She'll give somebody a spot versus run into them or wreck them. She's probably one of the cleanest drivers I've ever worked with or seen.
Wow.
And she's got a lot of respect from people she races up this way, and in the dirts to her because she's a very clean driver. So, but I'm
She's not overly aggressive.
But you have put them in the wall, I guess.
she's rode a couple of them off. I can tell you that.
Well, I mean for you.
I've never driven, to be honest with you. I've only
I got you.
ever worked on them, fixed them, done some stuff like that.
I got you.
I worked for quite a few years with guys. My dad had race cars, so I grew up. They took me to my first races when I was 1 year old. My mom, dad had race cars. They worked. I don't know if you guys know the O'Brien brothers. I worked for Danny O'Brien for 20 some years up here. We multiple track championships. His brother Pat won Mr. Dirt. I think it's 6 times.
Wow.
So I've been around the world of racing a lot. Like, I've helped Buzzy Rudiman. I've helped Kyle Strickler a little bit. But
so Shawn, are you more into the aerodynamics, the design, or the motor, or what's your niche in the whole thing?
I am,
or is it just all of it?
I am more of I would say I'm more aerodynamics, motor side of it. We let Jess's dad kind of work on the motors and do the motor, making sure the motors are tuned and stuff. Right. I talk to a lot of the motor guys, and we have a motor by Race City Performance down in North Carolina. Don Blackshear, he great guy to work with. But I let those guys do the motor stuff. that's their niche. I like just I like trying little things, and like you know, the aerodynamics. I built a body a few years ago to go to Super Dirt Week, which was, they
Right.
were all like, oh, you only need a Saturday night body. No, we proved you need a little more than that.
Yeah.
And I like thinking that kind of stuff. I'm more of a, think about stuff and want to try stuff. So
Right.
yeah, but
What's the typical thing that you have to work on the most as you approach a race and you're trying to get that car ready? Is conditions change, things happen. What are you typically having to really focus on the most in a race weekend or a day?
I would have to say tires and shocks. Everything boils right down to, you got to remember, the last thing to touch a racetrack is your four tires.
Yep.
And everybody's got their own way of cutting them and grooving them and doing stuff. And there's been so many things with the tire testing and doping and stuff that we don't tend to see a whole lot of that up our way anymore. But that's one of the biggest things. And then the shocks. That's the next thing that connects those tires to the chassis. So that's the two biggest things I say we worry about or think about when we're at the track, when we're trying to figure out what to do, is tires and shocks.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you set the car up differently for each track? Is there
No.
anything that you modify for a particular track or anything like that, or you just set it and go?
No, we have for Jessica, we have a base setup, and the reason is she's one of more of a comfortable driver. Like she's got to be comfortable.
Right.
She can't, you know what I mean? She can tell me what it's doing. She'll come in and tell me, oh, this is off. And I'll be like, you're crazy. And she'll look at me and say, no, it's off. And then we'll go out later and she'll be like, yeah, that's off. And I should have listened to her. But
Yeah.
Right.
we basically tend to leave here with the same setup so that when we get to a track, we know what adjustments we need to do to make it tighter, make it looser, fix it,
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
I know guys have different setups for different racetracks, but I feel if you're going to travel as much as Jessica does, if you don't leave home with the same setup, it's really hard, and it's hard to get that base setup every time and get back to that. I could set this car up at the track and and get it right back to where we left the shop with. So if we get ourselves too far to the ballpark, I can get it right back.
Right.
Awesome.
Right.
Dean,
Well, I mean, that's a
Dean
smart way
always,
to do it.
Dean, ask about the trailer. I know you always like to ask.
Do you have an enclosed trailer or is it open?
It's unfortunately it's an enclosed. I would love to have a ramp truck hauler. I would absolutely. I am old school. Would love to have it, but the
Show
problem.
your car off.
What's that? Yeah,
I see you get to show your car off.
Yeah, people can see
yeah.
it. Yeah.
people can see it. The problem is with us traveling so much. Unfortunately, it's not nice to say, but the world today, you can't leave a car sitting outside. It's
Right.
just the elements, the people,
Right.
everything that goes on in the world these days.
That's
You just
true.
can't leave a car outside, and they're too valuable and they're too sensitive to leave them outside. And because I would absolutely, whoever it was that pulled into the Chili Bowl with that I think it was Thorson, was it? They pulled in with with a ramp truck with the midget on the back. That was the coolest thing I've seen in years. But I wish we could all go back to open trailers and get rid of these big haulers and stuff, but you can't really do that because with the technology and these spring smashers and all that you need to carry around with you now, it's just unfortunate.
Well, that used to be my favorite seat, was sitting on the tire rack on the trailer. That was, I mean, that was always where I sat.
Yeah, I used to sit on. We used to have an open trailer, and I worked for Danny. We'd go to the mile at Syracuse for the Super Dirt Week, and I'd sit on the tire rack and watch the races, and I absolutely loved it.
Yep.
It's a different feeling than standing on top of the bird's nest they have on top of these things now. But
Yeah.
I love an open trailer. And the problem is back in the day, you drive down the road and the kids in the back of the car would be, hey, mom, look at that. Mom, dad, look at that. And, you go find a racetrack. Now, it's not the way, unfortunately.
Right.
Yeah.
You got the same box everybody else got, and they think it's transport rolling down the highway.
Well,
Yeah.
The only thing you can do is wrap your trailer, make it look like
Right.
the car. You know what I mean?
Yeah, then the problem becomes you get into some of these states and stuff where they pull you over because you don't have the right licensing because they consider it commercial, and it's just
Oh, wow.
Advertising and all that. Yeah.
it's gone to be a joke, and it don't matter what side it is.
Right.
This is a hobby for everybody. I get
Right.
people do this as a sport and they do it for a living, but ultimately it's a hobby, and it's supposed to
Right.
be a fun hobby. And if you can't show your stuff off and you can't support your sponsors by putting them on your trailer because of the governments and stuff like that. That's wrong in my
I
mind.
agree.
I agree
I
with
didn't
Yeah.
think about that, but others do that, but in different states, there'd be different
Right.
rules. Just
Yeah,
like driving a truck, they're harder on some states
Yeah.
on truck drivers than others, and I never thought about that.
Well, we
Yeah,
used to see dirt track cars around here all
Yeah.
the time, and
Yeah.
then they started shutting the tracks down. They closed Cleveland down.
Bowids.
Yeah.
They closed Boyd's. I think they closed Atomic. There were
It's
several
been
of
a
them that they
rough,
shut down.
rough time for
Yeah.
tracks here
Yeah.
in our area.
Yeah,
Yeah,
COVID
it's-
shut everything down.
Yes.
we've had a few tracks up this way closed down, and a few that are not like they used to be. I would say pre-COVID, we had more people in the stands and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and I think it's
Yeah.
drawn away. And and I think a lot of the stuff, like I said, I know there's a track it's kind of west of us. It's a little bit of it's a grassroots racetrack. But I know
Right.
DOT or MTO, what we have up here, they used to sit outside the track and wait for the trailers to go in or out because they check them all, and that put a dampener on a lot of guys wanting to bring trailers to the track that just lived 5 minutes away. Because you pull in there, you get a ticket before you can't even make enough money to pay for the ticket you got from the DOT or whatever. So
Yeah. In your years of being around racing, what are a couple of high points? What are a couple of great memories that you will take to your grave and say, I'm glad I was a part of that? If you could think of a couple. I'm sure there's been many, but what's meaningful to you? It might not be, it could be just sentimental. What I'm not even talking about just winning, but things that have really you take with you in your heart. You say, this is why I keep doing it.
the biggest reason I keep doing it's the friends that I've made through racing. I've made some really good friends through racing. When they say the racing community is all friends, they're 100%. And I feel that there's guys in this world that are in racing that I can walk up to and we can have a conversation about race cars or whatever and carry that on. I know I've got some text messages, and I've texted people that are bigger names in the sport that they text me back, and we don't really know each other, but we do through the racing. And
Right.
that's what I take from this racing thing is the friends and family that I've made out of this sport. So
That's
my
awesome.
biggest thing. Two of the biggest things was with we won a major race with Danny O'Brien up in Quebec quite a few years ago, and then I would say to top that all off was Jessica winning at Charlotte in just there in November. We won the World Short Track Championship. She put on a clinic for the first half.
Awesome.
Of
Congratulations.
Yes.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
that's the feather in my cap.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yes.
And what
That's
year?
cool.
What year was that, Shawn?
Was that last year?
That was just that was just November of 2025. So
Wow.
Cool.
Awesome. Great
Yeah.
work.
So
yeah.
she's going into 26 with a huge win.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going that well. That's kind of the reason we're heading to Florida. We actually travel as a family. It's her mom and dad, her and I,
Yeah.
and two of our best friends. We all the six of us all do everything together. When her mom and dad aren't with us, the two friends, Jen and Jamie, they come to the shop. They help us. They travel with us. We do. We even go on vacations with them and stuff. We travel in a motorhome. The six of us usually stay in the motorhome, which cut down on the costs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're doing this. We do this as a family thing, and that's what the enjoyment I get out of it. So
That's
we're
cool.
Love it.
we're a little team doing lots, I guess.
That's awesome, man. That's
Yeah.
awesome. It shows that the smaller teams can do big things,
Right.
and that's cool. Just keep
Yep.
plugging away.
Yeah.
If there was one thing you could change about the sport, what would it be? What rule change or what difference would you make if you could make that change, had the power to do it? What would you do?
Oh, that's a
That's a big question.
that's a big question because there's lots I would love to change, but I understand majority of the ruling and why they do it, but I wish they would for better or for worse, I wish they'd make a ruling January 1st of every year, and whether it's good for them or good for us, they just stick with it. And if it needs to be changed, change it as of January 1st the next year. The rule, there's bulletins that come out during the year, and you kind of throw your head up and go, or your arms up in the air and go, why are we changing that now? And
Right.
there's other times that I don't get why they do some of the stuff. But it's like every sport. you got to live, in those rules, and that's the
Yeah.
way it is. I just wish there was a little more structure to them, I guess, if you want to say
Right.
that.
Right.
The one thing I would love to see in racing is a lot more guys being, what's the word I want to say? True to the sport. You go out and do it on talent and raw stuff and whatever, and you do your stuff the right way.
Yeah.
So, Shawn, who is the governing body
Our
over
governing
over you guys?
Okay, our governing body is Dirt Car. So we're Dirt Car Northeast, which is under the World Racing Group banner. So World Racing Group has the World of Outlaws, Sprint Cars, World of Outlaw late models, and then
Right.
it funnels down from there. It funnels into the UMPs and the street stocks and stuff. They also own us, and through the Dirt Car Series is what they call it, and we
Yeah.
kind of fall under that banner. But we do
Okay.
run under the Dirt Northeast banner, Dirt Car banner. So
they set the rules pretty much.
yeah, so
And then each track can tweak them or something.
yeah, it's like everywhere you go, every promoter's got his own thing. If he don't like the rules, he can tweak it. He can let
Right.
this guy run or that tire run or that shock run. That's the one downfall to some of the places, but it is what it is. I mean, we go to these places and we play in their sandbox, and if we don't want to
Right.
play in the sandbox, don't go.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a simple concept, So
What's the attendance been like at the races last year when you raced? Was it pretty good, or was they struggle, some of them, or kind of where's that at?
I would say it's down a bit, just because I think the economy, all that kind of stuff, people are just unsure. Like I said back a few minutes ago, since COVID, things have been down a bit. But then I go to, Super Dirt Week, and I look at it and I think, wow, there's more people here than there was last year. There's more cars. So it really depends on where you're going and what it is. I find some of the bigger events are getting more people. I don't know if it's people are saving their money from the weekly stuff and putting it into going to the specialty events. But with also being on TV, I still think, I know we need it because I see both sides of that fence, but I think the TV and the live streaming and all that is killing the sport.
Right.
If a buddy can have 4 or 5 of his buddies over and drink beer in his basement and watch the same race on TV instead of getting in the truck and taking their camper and going there with his 5 or 6
Yeah.
buddies, that's what they're doing.
That's a good point.
They're paying
Yeah.
$40 to rent the video for the night, so they made $40. Well, you got to think, every racetrack you go to, you take 5 guys and $30-$40 every guy to get in. That's a lot of money for a track.
Right.
And
Right.
that's where I think it's hurting it. So
Right.
but again, I see both sides of the fence, right?
Sure. More
We gotta-
exposure, but it's there's that cost to that.
Right.
Does the next generation coming along of driver, or is it an aging sport, or do you see the young guys that are getting into it and you can kind of mentor along and help along, or how is that? Because we've heard here locally they say that they need some better talented drivers to come along. The younger guys, and they're starting to see some, but it's they don't really have like the minor league here. What do you see there?
So this is probably going to be not a good thing. A lot of people are going to disagree with it. I think the talent that's coming up through now is mommy and daddy bought me my talent, bought me my seat. You know what I mean? I see the go-kart kids, and it's no fault to anybody, but we've actually had a go-kart track up here that has basically stopped racing weekly because the mom and dads are more of a problem than the kids are on the track. Because the kids,
Wow.
kids aren't putting the bumper to the guy in front of them or shoving the guy out of the way, and we're seeing that carry over to some more of these other classes, and I think all motorsports is seeing the same thing happen. I don't know why. I don't know if that's the 100% my thumb on that, but the homegrown talent is not getting the rides that they should be for their talent. They're bought and paid rides now.
Wow.
And that's what I
It's
see.
unfortunate.
Yeah, that's what I see. There's some wicked race car drivers in this world. They just don't have the funding, or they don't have the resources to get to where they need to be.
I've known many of those guys over the years here. I used to go with a friend of mine, Donnie Van Winkle. You talk about a heck of a driver. That guy was.
Yep.
He was good. And that's when I fell in love with dirt track racing, was with him. I'd help him work on his car through the week, and we'd hit it and drink beer on the weekend,
Yeah, and that's the way that I was brought up. Was you were done when you were done racing, you went and had beers with whoever you're racing with. Nowadays, it's everybody packs up and goes home, and they all
Yeah.
they do the keyboard warriors and stuff like that get going.
Right.
It's like, my God, just go over and have a beer with the guy and figure your shit out and get going.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
You know what I mean? If you got a problem with the guy, take the guy out in front of the truck and you two figure shit out and move on.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's that. But I mean, that's not the way
Take
of the
him
world
behind the
anymore.
gate.
Yeah, that's not the way of the world anymore. And unfortunately,
No.
the guys that were brought up in that it's different. That's all.
It's different
times.
caliber nowadays.
Yeah, but I do wish that there was more guys put in seats that had the talent that should be there versus the guys that have the money to be bought to be there, kind of thing.
Right.
That's the one thing I see in the sport that I don't like.
See some better racing.
Yeah, I think you would.
Do you see a lot of kids at the racetrack? Because it is a family. A lot of times in racing, it's family. But are you seeing the young kids there that come up and they're looking to just look at your car, get an autograph, or anything like that? How's that for you in your area?
It's not bad. Again, kids are so saturated with the TVs and the Game Boys, and whatever they got playing nowadays, computers and stuff. For them to go watch a race car on the racetrack, they'd rather sit in the room and watch it on a game or whatever they're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, it's if you do get into it, you got to get a kid into it that likes racing, that wants to be there because he's racing, and it's getting to be harder because with iRacing and all that stuff, kids can race at home. They don't cost nothing.
I was just fixing to say that has to have an impact. All the ones, and there's nothing against that, but it has to impact when all these kids are online racing online. They're not coming to the track. Does the track try to help with that? Do they have anything online at the track or kind of tie into something maybe to get these kids interested that way?
The go-karts are where everybody starts, but I mean, the go-karts, again, you got the parents screaming at the kids about play the bumper next time. Why did you not drive through them? Why did you not shove them out of the way? Instead of being the weird way and saying, hey, you need to figure out how to pass a kid in the outside, or you need to figure out how to get him down the straightaway or get him going into the corner. Instead of just smashing your way by. And then becomes the kid gets frustrated because the parents are screaming and hollering at him all the time about you're not doing this right, and his buddy's going, man, you're an ass on the racetrack, and the kid's like, well, I got to do it because my mom and dad are screaming at me.
Right.
Oh man.
Right. So that's what I see. It's not like it used to be. Like I said, going back to, you asked me earlier about the fights. I saw more fights in the pits, back when I was a kid, and that's kind of maybe why I'm the way I am. But like I said, if two drivers have a problem, figure it out.
That's right.
I will tell you what, back in the 80s, the early 80s, mid 80s, every single week there was a fight.
Yep.
Right. It was just, it's kind of like hockey, like you were talking about. You expect somebody to get in a fight.
Yeah, exactly.
And nobody went to jail.
Well, then you're having beers after the race and your buddies again.
It was usually if you went up and fought and you figured it out, and whoever had to get helped up, you went and had a beer at the guy's trailer.
Exactly.
And discussed it like two men later on. But that stuff just doesn't go anymore. Again, it's the phones and the everything, and the stuff that goes on these days is not going to be the way it is. So I don't know how to fix that side of it. I really don't.
Right.
Like I said, I don't know where it was. Tim McCready said years ago, I think there needs to be more guys get punched after the races are over, and some of the respect might come back. And that's a big problem, is the respect's not there like it used to be.
Well, we've raised a generation of soft kids.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there 100%.
It'll come back around. It's a cycle. It always happens.
Yeah,
We hope. I might change that.
Yeah, it's true.
When you're crossing the border between the United States and Canada, does a border patrol or customs search the trailer or question you?
He's smiling at that one.
So we've had a few. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to walk in the house, get a cell phone charger here if we're gonna have that long of a conversation. But yeah, there's been some entertaining border crossings. For the
I
most
bet.
part, because we cross every Friday night and we race at Lafargeville, and because we race so much in the States, when we roll up, they know where we're going. They see what we're doing. They'll open the
Yeah.
door. They're more curious about looking at the race car, but they're doing their jobs. And I get they got to
Right.
do their jobs, because for
Yeah.
every one of us that it's doing it right, there's
Right.
quite
Somebody's
a few
doing it
that aren't.
wrong. Yep.
Yeah. So it's been entertaining. It's usually flip of the coin what we're gonna get when we pull up to the border. So
And that's you have to passport and all that, or some things
yeah,
you
they
don't
don't.
have to.
Yeah, not. Yeah, that was years ago. They came out with the whole you need a passport to cross. Back when I was a kid, you didn't need the passport, so that's why I think you had a lot more people crossing back and forth over the border because they didn't need a passport.
I know at one point you had to have at least $300 cash on you, or you could not cross.
Well, yeah,
Ah.
and you're not
That
allowed
went in
to have
somebody's
more,
pocket, huh?
Yeah.
and you're not allowed to have more than $10,000, or they'll pull you in.
Ooh.
Yeah, if you have $10,000,
Wow.
you declare. If you don't declare you have 10,000, you're in big trouble.
Yep.
But if you have more than 10,000, you guaranteed you're getting pulled in and yanked over for some reason. So
Yep.
yeah, it's
What how many tires do you go through typically every race? Are you having to change at least one or two or all, or
um.
this looks
so
like a pain point right here?
If you want to go good, you have to change. You have to change tire pretty much at night. One tire every night. You have to change the right rear every night.
Okay.
We tend to get 2 nights, maybe 3, depending on where they are in track conditions. But I know some of the guys up here, we're running a new right rear every night. Left rears they're not hard on the left rears as we are. Right front, we can get away with most of the year. Left front, we can run most of the year as long as we don't cut any of them off.
Right.
Left rear, you're probably going to replace them a couple a year, but mainly that's because it's wore right out, or you've gotten a wreck and cut it. But right rears are definitely, I would say, if you want to go good, you're replacing it nightly.
How much is a tire?
Canadian
Generally.
or U.S.? Because that's a big problem.
Well, give us both, because that's interesting. We haven't had this discussion
we
before.
haven't.
Yeah.
You're looking last year. I think we were paying. Like between 275 to 285, 295 American. Canadian, I know because I'm a dealer here in Canada at the racetrack. I sell parts. Our tires were over $500 Canadian.
Ah.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
It's unbelievable.
That's crazy. Why is it so much different there than here?
Duty and taxes.
Duty
So
and
that's a big problem. Everybody doesn't realize when and I've had quite a few discussions with some of our manufacturing partners and stuff like that. $1,000 to you guys is over $1,400 to us. Just
So
on
has these tariffs that Trump has come out with, has that hurt you or helped you?
hurt us bad.
Has it really?
In the racing world, it's really hurt us because there's a tariff on all racing tires. There's so just you just look at the cost of a tire, or go back to $1,000. It's $1,400 for just the exchange rate. So 40%, right? It fluctuates between 38 and 40% usually. When we bring stuff into Canada, we have to pay a duty, then we have to pay 13% tax, then we have a
God.
tariff on top of all that stuff. So for us to go racing costs us a lot more than. That's what I'm saying. Like I'll say to somebody, "Yeah, it's $1,000 to you, but that's 1,400 or more to me by the time I get into Canada, because I got to pay duty and taxes and the exchange rate on it."
So
Wow.
those that are based in the United States, they've got to jump on you right there, because they don't have to pay that extra cost, and you're having to figure all that in.
100%.
That's incredible.
Yeah, 100%.
Wow. See, we don't always hear all that.
No, we
Yeah.
don't.
And they hear numbers. They hear, hey, we're putting this percent duty on, or this tariff or whatever. But I mean, in business, we see it because parts that we've had to bring in from other places, we can't afford them at our company and stuff because sometimes they're so high. But, hearing that from, on your level, that's interesting. I appreciate you sharing that.
It's a big part of it. I'll be honest with you, before COVID, and COVID kind of really screwed up a lot of things. Before COVID, we used to race in the States, both Friday and Saturday night. And people ask me why I'd race in the States. Well, back before COVID, a drum of fuel used to be, I think, $4.85 is what we were paying for a drum of fuel, D98 fuel that we have to run in these cars. That same drum of fuel was right around $1,000 or over $1,000 in Canada.
Ah.
Wow.
I put it in simple terms that most people can understand is I go to Can-Am or Fulton and win a race. I could buy a drum of fuel and put $15 in my pocket. To race in Canada, I had to win 2 features and put 0 money in my pocket.
Ooh.
Just to pay for the gas you had to
Pay
win.
for the fuel. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's why, that's the and it's tough because, it is where it is. But if anybody's in racing to make money, they're in the wrong sport.
Right.
You're in it because you love it, or you're in it because you want to be part of it. There's you ain't getting in it to make money.
It's either in your blood or it's not.
Yeah, NASCAR, those guys, they make money, but if you really look at the bottom line of those guys, the cost is just astronomical.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
So not only do you have to be a mechanic and aero man and all that, you got to be a financial. You got to know how to do your Dun and Bradstreet to keep this thing going.
There's a lot of things you got to be to run one of these things. You got to learn to be a chef because you got to cook for the team, and it's just there's so much that's involved in running a small team. But I wouldn't. I don't think I'd want to be anywhere else. I got offered to come work for a late model team 2 years ago, and the money was really good. And Jess actually looked at me and said, "Why? What are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, one, I can't just go down there and work. Two, him and I talked about it, and it's a pretty prominent late model team. He said the same thing to me. I'd miss racing with Jess. Nowhere else I'd want to be."
That's cool. So what's your specialty cooking? Like, what are you known for?
Yeah.
I'm not a cook. Let's just say that. Let's get that on the table.
Okay.
I can do stuff, but I'm a steak and potatoes type of guy. I love the steak. I love the potatoes, that kind of stuff.
That's good. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
We usually take a griddle with us, and one of us out there flipping steaks or hot dogs or hamburgers. Depends on the night. If we're doing really well, it's steaks. If we're doing really bad, it's craft dinner and
Vienna sausages.
and for the most part, it's craft dinner and hot dogs.
Oh yeah.
Are you a fan of NASCAR? Do you watch it at all, or have you watched it in your life? Or
I will tell you, I was a Davey Allison fan all growing up because he was the guy to watch back then. He truly knew what was going on with the race car. He could wheel a race car and he could work on one. Guys like Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, those guys really impressed me because they'll work on race cars. They know what's going on with the race car. So I guess I would say I watch NASCAR because of those guys.
Did you like Tony Stewart?
Yeah, I love Tony. Tony's a great guy. Met him a couple of times at different racetracks where there were.
Right.
He's Tony's a great guy, and I like Tony because he's the same way. Those type of drivers are my favorite drivers.
Yep. I agree.
The kids that get in the cars and they drive them and they get out and they walk away and don't have anything to know what's going on. I don't really. I have no interest in that.
Yeah.
I bet you when that movie came out, what was it? Thunder Road, or anyway, it's a Tom Cruise movie about NASCAR.
Oh, Days of Thunder.
Yeah, Days of Thunder. I bet every kid out there wanted to be a race car driver at that point.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I used to when I was younger, and I used to watch that quite a bit for sure.
Oh, I do too. I still watch it.
That is a good movie.
Yeah, I watch it every now and then too.
Do you like other sports besides racing? Is there something else you get into?
Just hockey.
Just hockey. Who do you root for?
I'm a Vancouver Canucks fan.
Okay, cool.
I played my minor hockey out in Vancouver. We played in the old Pacific Coliseum where they used to play. I had a good time when I was 14, 15, something like that. So I became a Vancouver fan, got to go in their dressing room, stuff like that. So I was a Vancouver kid all the way up through. But I was a Philly fan for a few years back when they used to be able to go in the corner and throw your body around a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, Shawn, I got have a question for you. I'm gonna steal this from Cornbread Man here, but how big a boy are you?
I'm not the bigger guy. I'm probably 5'10", probably about 185, 195, somewhere in that neighborhood.
What position did you play when you played hockey? What position?
I've played them all, but I'm not stupid enough to be a goalie.
No goalie, huh?
That was my question.
I've had a lot of things thrown at me years. I just couldn't imagine some guys shooting a hard rubber puck at me. Now, I'd stand up for my goalie because I thought those guys are the guys that are keeping the puck out of the net, but there's no way in hell I was getting in front of one of those 90-mile slap shots. No way.
Some people don't realize how hard those pucks are when they're moving, 200 miles an hour or more.
Especially when you're playing on an outside pond and they're frozen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
This is kind of a goofy question, but it is a safety question. Does OSHA ever show up at racetracks and look at what people are doing? Is that ever happen? Because I imagine they would like some things they see.
Yeah, there's. I can say I've never seen them, and we don't have OSHA up here in Canada, thank God. But they've. I know in New Jersey, there's a big deal about the safety in New Jersey about some of the stuff. It's a big thing. Like I think the police or something have to do with the tech inspections of the cars, and there's a whole thing. And for years, the sanctioning body didn't really want to go there because it was a nightmare. And so it was. Sorry, guys, I'm just walking inside to grab a cable to plug my phone in, or we're going to be.
Yeah. We appreciate you giving us the time you have.
Yeah.
Are you good for 10 minutes more? Are you okay?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I'm just going to go back in the shop and plug my phone in.
All right.
But
how close are you to Niagara Falls?
We're about 4 hours from Niagara Falls.
Wow.
Yeah. So we cross at actually Thousand Islands. So 81 highway comes straight up to Watertown, New York, Alexandria Bay area.
I know exactly where that is.
Okay, so we cross right there, and we race at a little racetrack called, well, it's not little, but we race at a racetrack called Can-Am Speedway, which is in Lafargeville, New York. That's where we race every Friday night during race season.
Yeah.
I used to go to Chameau Bay, right? You know where that's at?
Yep.
Well, I used to go up there during the winter and ice fish.
Ice fish. I was gonna say, yep. There's a ton of ice fishing shacks and stuff out there. So.
Oh yeah, well, a buddy of mine's got his shack is 2 stories. It's not. He calls it a shack, but there's 3 others on there. He calls it Gilligan's Island. His last name's Gilligan.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, buddy of mine, we used to fly up. He kept a plane in Watertown.
Yep.
And depending upon the season, it either had skis or floats on it.
Yep.
There's nothing like this guy. He was crazy, but anyway, there was nothing like landing on ice.
I can well imagine. I've
Especially when one gets squirrely with you.
Yeah, I've done some ice fishing in my days. I'm with the way the weather has been in the last few years, I stay off the ice. I don't go near it. I've had
don't get frozen enough, does it?
No, I don't. They don't. You never know. You could get something. I just no. I years ago when I was 18, I lost a really good friend of mine. He was snowmobiling, went through the ice, and so I since then I kind of like I'll go out ice fishing, but it's got to be. I know the ice got to be pretty thick for me to go out.
Right.
Yeah.
You talk about coming to the U.S. to race. Do U.S. racers go to Canada to race? Do you see that?
No. And back to so I do. Yes, there is guys that show up, but not as many that go down, I don't think. And the reason that is because, again, back to the dollars.
Gotcha.
Right.
If you come up here and race, you got to remember when you go home, it's not worth the fight. If we're racing for $500, you're taking home whatever percentage less, right?
Yeah.
So, it's not really worth it for the guys to come up here and race. Now, there is series they have to come up here with, and that's the biggest thing for my buddies have said to me over the years that have owned or driven cars have said to me, I don't know how the hell you guys race up here because you're racing for peanuts. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Yeah. That's why, again, back to why we race in the States as much as we do. So
what kind of gas do you burn?
So we are actually on a series race. We have to run VP D98. That's mandated by the series. We do on a regular Saturday night. We have our option of pump fuel. There's a octane rating there that we're allowed. It's not a racing fuel. It's just a pump fuel, like 93, 94 kind of thing.
Right.
But most of the guys that we race with in the States all run the VP D98. Again, with the price of stuff, fuel, most guys in Canada run pump fuel. They go buy Sunoco 93 or 94.
Do you use any ethanol fuel at all?
No.
I didn't think so.
Yeah.
No.
That's become a big thing.
Yeah, I try not to put anything with ethanol in it into my vehicles.
Yeah.
Or any of my lawn mowers or anything.
Yeah, it's become a big thing. And I'm actually, I'll be honest with you, I got my carburetor guy. He's on vacation and he's coming back. He was supposed to call me just before this conversation started, but he must not have made it back yet. But
Right.
him and I are having a conversation, about pump fuel, because I'm going to run pump fuel for practice because it's so much cheaper when we go to Florida. But I don't know whether to buy it up here or buy it down there, because up here they put so much winter, stuff in it for the winter that I don't know
Right.
whether to buy it up here or down here. And because he's a carburetor guy, he'll know better than I would. And it's GB carburetors. The guy's, I call him a rocket scientist when it comes to the carburetor stuff. He started out as a small guy, didn't want to be known by anybody, just wanted to do carburetors because that was kind of his side gig. And he's done like, Matt Williamson, Jimmy Phelps. He's done Jessica's for years before he got big, and he took right off. But he knows more about carburetors, so I'll leave that up to him to tell me where I should be buying my fuel.
There you go.
He's the carburetor whisperer.
I'll be honest with you. He used to call me. He first started. He called me at like 9, 10 o'clock at night. I'd be trying to get to bed early, and he'd call me, and he'd be on the phone for an hour, going about air bleeds and this and that. And I'd be like, dude, does it go faster? He'd be like, yeah. I'm like, good. That's all I want to know.
Yeah.
Just tell me
Does it follow the rules, and does it make more power and go faster? Yep, well, that's good. That's all I want to know.
That's all you need to know.
Your deal is the carburetor. Just do your deal.
Do your deal.
Yeah.
From someone that's watching the race, has there been any moment where Jess has had a crash or something where you got worried for a second that was everything okay?
So there's been 2 incidents with Jess over the years. Fall Nationals at Brockville Speedway. She was going for the lead in the heat race, and a car come across, clipped her, and put her down in the infield. And it had been raining, so the car turned sideways, and she went for a flight. She was up there, and pretty much wrote that race car off. And then when she was coming down, she had another car hit her. Luckily, it hit her on the floor instead of hit her in the seat, on the top of the seat, in the halo. I'd rather, because there's a lot more down there than there's up top, kind of thing. So I'm glad it hit on the floor, because it hit it right below. If the car would have been the other way around, it would have hit her right on top of the head. So
Oh wow.
that one was a big one. And we were at Ransomville Speedway in Ransomville, New York, just a couple of years ago. And I don't know, we were running probably mid-pack. I don't even know why we were back that far. And car got into the front stretch wall, and it got up in the air, and the guy in front of Jess just darted out while Jess had nowhere to go, and the car swung around, and the back bumper come right through and got right into the cockpit, basically.
Wow.
So
she was very lucky on that.
Yeah. So we brought home a destroyed race car there. That's probably the 2 most biggest accidents she's been in. When Danny O'Brien was working, there was an accident at Can-Am Speedway. I mean, if you Google Danny O'Brien Can-Am Speedway, the wreck's on there. But it's, when you see a guy's helmet rolling down the racetrack, that's scary.
It is scary.
He was quite a while in the hospital, and it was one of the first races I'd ever missed with him. And him and I had a little bit of a beef, I guess, before that. And I swore him down. I'd never miss another race.
Yeah.
So, but it's been those 3 accidents probably have ones that I remember. I've seen lots of accidents over the years, but those 3 with the drivers that I've worked with are 3 that kind of stand me back and go, ooh, this is a dangerous sport.
Appreciate your time. Let's give one more question a chance to everybody, and anything that you want to share.
Right.
My last question is, on these bigger tracks, what kind of speeds, if you know, are you reaching? Even because it's a big track, what kind of speeds are you reaching on that?
These cars, I think we turned 120 some mile an hour at the mile back in the day. We don't get up to those speeds anymore, because we don't run on anything bigger than half mile anymore.
Okay.
So you're 60 to 80 mile an hour, depending on where you're at, kind of thing. I would assume, is kind of the average, I would say. We don't get into the whole mile an hour thing because it's dirt. So one lap could be 80 mile an hour, and the next lap could be 40 mile an hour. Really.
Right.
I got you. Paul, what you got?
Oh, well, mine's a little different, I guess.
Well, Paul, you're a different kind of guy.
I know. I am, and it's really
That's why I love it.
It's really personal.
Okay.
If you don't mind a personal question.
Yeah.
I need to ask you up front.
We'll see. Go
Do
ahead,
you
shoot it.
do you know Jesus Christ is your personal Savior?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
Praise the
amen.
Lord.
Good.
Praise
Good.
the Lord.
Good.
Yes, I do.
Love it.
So glad to hear that.
Dean, what you got, brother?
Does Jessica wear a Hans device?
Yes,
That's a
she
good
does.
question.
It's mandatory. We have to run Hans devices or that type of device in our cars.
Good.
Mandated by the sanctioning body, which is good. That's the one thing I was really happy. We had a tech inspector a couple years ago. He was more about safety than he was anything, and that's the one thing I like about some of these sports now. And I think going back to the NASCAR thing, I think all this kind of stuff really changed with Dale Earnhart's crash.
Right. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The safety side of thing is getting a little more looked at, but there's still some guys out there that I've seen stuff. I walk up and go, dude, I wouldn't put my worst enemy in that thing.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
There's, there's just, but I wish the sanction, that's on the sanctioning bodies. They need to make sure the drivers are safe.
Yes.
And
Yes.
they need
I
to
agree with that.
they need to do their due diligence to have a tech inspector that can walk through and check safety belts and helmets and Hans and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
That's good
It's,
because down
we
here
actually-
we've seen people that it's not required. Some people
Right.
do it just because they know they
Yeah.
should.
Yeah.
we actually at a speedway we went to, we have a guy that goes through the line and checks seatbelts and stuff. And when he first started kind of doing it, and he got to Jess and he went to reach in, and usually reach in with both hands and kind of give the guy a little shake with his hands. He went to reach in and he realized Jess was a female and went, "Ooh, probably shouldn't do that right there." So
Yeah.
he came to me and he said, "Just so you know," and I'm like, "Dude, I'd rather you do that and make sure she's safe than anything." But I've seen guys roll out there without seatbelts done up and stuff, and I think you're the biggest idiot if you don't.
Yeah.
If safety's not your number one priority, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Thank you, Shawn, so much for
Thank
coming
you.
on.
Yes,
with
it
us.
was
Thank
such
you.
a pleasure having you on, man.
Yes,
No
it
problem.
was.
No
You
problem, guys.
answered. You covered from a way that we don't
Right.
always hear, and you covered so much ground of stuff
Yes.
I know I didn't know.
I didn't
Yeah.
know either.
And being from Canada, there's just all those other issues I just
Right.
didn't even think about.
Well, hey, Shawn, if you're ever traveling south, stop in Chattanooga, Tennessee. We're right on the border right here,
Yes.
Tennessee, Georgia.
Well,
Be a great
unfortunately,
place to spend the
Yeah.
night, and we could have you live on the
right.
show here.
yeah, we would. We're actually leaving to go to Florida here in what are we leaving? 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Saturday, I guess it's going to be.
Yeah.
So what are we under 14 days now? 12 days from now, we're leaving to go to Florida. We're going to spend a couple of days just with her mom and dad and tour around
Right.
down there a little bit. But she's running that All-Tech Speedway. It's going to be on Dirt Vision. So I don't know if you guys all know what Dirt Vision is.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. So not Dirt Vision. It's going to be on Dirt Track Digest. Mike
Okay.
I
Mallett.
don't know what
Mike-
that is.
I do too. Yeah.
So you guys might want to look that up. They're going to have the big blocks in the Sportsman from February 4th to the 7th at All-Tech Speedway. We're going to be running down there with the big blocks. So we're obviously we're the support class for them. So we'll get we'll get timed hot laps and all that kind of stuff because we want to move the
Right.
program along. But it'll be on Dirt Track Digest, and Mike Mallett is the promoter for the race down there. He's actually the owner or co-owner or whatever he is for Dirt Track Digest too. So it's kind of cool. They're bringing us down there under the dirt car rules for the first time. One of the reasons
Yeah.
we're going to be there. Jess's first time at All Tech. I went with the late model team there last year. I think it's going to be right in her wheelhouse because it's going to be one of those tracks that's really slippery, and it's going to be. I think it's going to be right in her wheelhouse. So
Cool.
Awesome.
Cool.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Thanks so much for being on with us.
Yeah,
We look
thank you.
forward to having Jess on, and
Yep.
we learned so much from this, and we hope
Yeah.
you'll come back.
Right.
It's not meant to be a one and
anytime
done.
you guys want me back, I'm more than welcome. I'd be more than happy to come back. I love doing this kind of thing.
Sweet.
Jess will be a little more polished than I will be. She's got a
Yeah, that's fine.
she with her job and stuff. She's got to be so, but she'll be a little more polished.
I
and stuff.
understand.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
okay, man.
All
Hey,
right,
the
well,
pest control guys, they can just say what they want.
Yeah.
There you go.
that's true. That's true. It's kind of funny. Dirt Empire put her on a magazine cover a few years ago. They had her standing there in a fire suit, and they had her standing in her business attire. And you have no idea how many people come up to me and go like, "Who's the girl standing beside Jess?" And I'm like, "What are you talking
That
about?"
is Jess.
And they're that's Jess. And they're like, "No, the girl in the business attire." I'm like, "That's Jess." They're like, "There's
Wow.
no way," because when you're talking to her and she tells you what her job title is, you wouldn't believe she drives a race car.
Wow.
Yeah,
I love it.
We
That's
look
why-
forward to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do.
Thank
All
y'all
right.
so much.
Yeah,
Have,
No
thank
problem,
you.
guys.
have a
Thank you.
great night. And what's the temperature there? Well, last question. What's the temperature there right now?
Friggin' cold.
I
I'll
love
take
it.
your word for
I do
it.
too.
I believe it.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you. And anytime, don't ever hesitate to ask
Oh,
me.
All
Thank
right.
you so
See you,
much.
Shawn.
Thanks,
Have a
guys.
great
Take
Thank
night.
care.
you.
Have a great
Thank
night.
you.
Take care, guys. Bye now.
All right. Bye bye. All right. That's just awesome. We'll let him get out of here
Yes.
and
Wow.
we'll take a quick break with song. We'll come back and talk racing. We've also got sports coming up and we'll get all this in. I'm sure Dean's got some racing notes.
Yes,
We're gonna
yes.
do the racing notes and then we'll switch gears and we'll do some sports and we'll talk some sports. So let me
And Biscuit Boy broke the headset.
and Biscuit Boy broke. Well, he owes us a headset now.
Yep. Still works, but
Yeah. Well, what I do
my
with a guy
big
like
head.
him,
I
so-
don't know why. I don't know what.
Monster Lab, boy. Dave and Dean roar each week, spin the wheels, engines speak, tracks of fire, dust and smoke, southern skies, the throttles choke. Fast and fierce, racing souls, tearing through the endless cold, twisting metal, thunder growls, screams of tires, dirt that scowls. Crank it loud, boys, let it blast. Roads of fury racing fast. Southern pride racing hours here. Feel the fire, shift the gear. Every lap a rebel's dream. Gasoline, hearts and the scream. Dave and Dean crown the track. Each corner fight, ain't turning back. Crank it loud, boys, let it blast. Roads of fury racing fast. Southern pride racing hours here. Feel the fire, shift the gear. Nights alive, wheels embrace, burn the streets, set the pace. Hours, speeds the creed. Southern fried racing breed. Southern fried racing hours here. Fuel the fire, shift the gear. Nights alive, wheels embrace, burn the streets, set the pace. Hours, speeds the creed. Southern fried racing breed.
on, folks.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, advertise Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
We're back. And we just need a little break, give everybody a bathroom break, and
Chicken
what
nugget
a
break.
Yeah.
chicken nugget break. Get our cameras reset,
Right.
our sound, and everything else. What a great interview.
Yeah, it
Appreciate
was.
that so much. Our new friend Shawn Hartin, and what a blessing. We got his wife tomorrow night.
I
And,
know it.
So we got his part from the car and all that stuff behind us. Now we're going to talk about the actual own. I didn't know that he didn't race. I thought he raced some too.
I did too.
And thank you, Dusty, by the way, for the like. We appreciate that. Who will be on with us February 7th, I believe that is. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's February 7th.
Yes,
And
yes.
we're looking forward to that. Appreciate him coming in and supporting all the other drivers
yeah.
and stuff. And
That's
each driver brings us new information.
Right, right.
I mean, because, everybody's got something a little different going on.
that's right.
But I found it totally fascinating, the whole financial part crossing the border.
I know it.
I never
40%. That is
thought
just
about that.
ridiculous.
It is.
so we can see this impacts people's lives
Yeah.
on a ground level that you just never thought about that. But I never thought about it.
Hey, yeah.
So anyway, we're gonna continue in racing here just for a few minutes, and we're gonna go to sports.
Right.
And we do have a big game on tonight, which will be
Yeah.
coming on here at 7:30, I think. Indiana against Miami. But let's continue to talk racing.
Okay.
And Dean's got some notes for us, and whatever else he's going to talk about. I was thinking of we're still in the off season,
Yes,
Dean,
yes,
and
yes.
but things are getting closer. We're almost to February.
Yes.
By gosh, the Daytona 500
Oh,
is on the way.
yes.
I can't wait, and we're going to be doing a combo. I mean,
28 days.
28 days. We're going to be doing dirt track interviews as we get into NASCAR,
Yes,
which is
yes.
great. So what's going to happen is we're going to have dirt track show,
Right.
the dirt report, and then we're going to have racing. Then we're going to have
Yeah,
sports. So
yes,
we're just
yes.
gonna maneuver and keep growing. So it's
Enjoy.
great. And enjoy.
Yes.
And we're
yes.
glad Biscuit Boy joined us tonight. He's not always with us.
And Ken over here.
And Ken's back. Marine is back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Storming the beaches. He's been sick.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You know, we got to pray the sickness out. He's done
yes,
that, and
yes. And you're
he's
not
back
feeling
with
better.
us. Yeah, Dean's back. Has been back with us. He's not looking no better, but he's back with us.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's true.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're
I
fine.
got to pick at him. He's been
Yeah.
comes in here with these. He comes in here giving me a hard time with Atlanta Falcons stuff, and then he brings the Atlanta Falcons cheerleader cup.
Yeah.
I don't think that ain't on purpose.
I did do.
We're gonna talk about them in sports, but let's talk about racing notes.
I would bring that cup too.
Well, you know why?
The cheerleaders.
That's good
Dean's
looking
Notes
cup.
is brought to you by Wolf Nation
Yeah.
Coffee. Wolf Nation Coffee. And just for real quick, get that up. We're still changing some logos over on those. I'm working on it this week as I get time. Had a lot going on, but if you use that QR code, you can get you some Wolf Nation Coffee as well. And it's great coffee. I don't have to sell it. It sells itself. It is great coffee. We're also not being brought to you by Dubby because I just got some new Dubby in. You go to Dubby, that's all you got to type in. It'll go right to it. And using the Southern Fried, you get 10% off. And they're great people to work with. They give you specials all the time. They emailed me today to ask me, is there anything we can do to get you to buy some more? Because you're a great customer. Because I buy my own, you know.
I'm hoping
I
that-
use my own discount, you know, so I get my own stuff, you know.
I'm hoping that we're going to have an ascending financial
That's going to be coming up as well. And
code
we have
up there as well.
we haven't talked about Fruit Hero too much, but all this is coming. All right.
Yep.
Dean's Notes. What you got, Dean?
Okay. Tony Stewart's gonna be racing in the trucks.
I saw that or heard about it.
yes.
what-
That boy races everything, doesn't he?
Yes.
So does he have his own team or is it
No,
somebody
he's
else's
gonna be
team?
under Spire.
Spire.
Yes.
All right.
No, not Spire. Sorry, folks. Carly Grayson.
Oh, you just got in trouble.
Yes.
Somebody's gonna say that's not Spire.
No, it's Carly Grayson.
All right. What number do you know?
52, I think.
52.
I think I might
52.
be wrong with that. It was 25.
Well, Tony has quit. Did he quit the drag race
Yes,
altogether?
yes,
he quit
yes.
that, going into trucks. He's just having fun.
He quit drag racing because he lost his sponsors.
Oh,
They're
that's
gonna
tough.
be back in dirt racing.
Hey, there you go. Hey, maybe we'll get him on the show one day.
Yes,
we are.
yes, yes.
Hey, we're meeting people that knows him, so maybe we can get an interview with him.
Yes,
We'll have
yes.
to reach out to his camp.
He's never raced trucks before. So this is his first time in the truck.
I want to watch more of the truck racing this year. I do. I didn't get really to watch. I've watched it before, but last year I only caught maybe one race, and I'm going to work harder to because I like the truck racing.
I do
I
too.
do. Of
What
course,
is
you
the
like all races.
Yes, yes, yes.
What's
All
the
right.
difference?
What else you got
mean,
there?
The trucks look like the cars.
Do
If
they?
you take the body off,
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
That's the problem with the race cars.
Yeah.
Corey Haim ain't gonna be racing full time next year. He could be racing a part time in the truck series.
because he's getting for what reason? Is it
They
just
didn't
financial?
say. They didn't say.
Okay.
They just said he could be racing part time.
Maybe they're just focusing more on the
Right.
the Xfinity or something. I don't know.
I don't know about that, but I read that today. I thought,
Okay.
whoa, that's gonna be interesting to put on the show tonight.
Very interesting. Yeah. What else you got, Dean?
Okay, Stuart Friesen confirms he will return to the number 52 in a driver's seat NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series event at Daytona 500. Stewart's gonna be racing the 25 truck, not 52 truck.
Yeah,
25.
25.
Friesen missed the final 9 races of the 25 season after being injured in a dirt racing crash last July at in an advert modified in Quebec, Canada.
Was racing in Canada.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. We were just talking about that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. When he said that, I thought about this.
Yeah.
NASCAR Cup Series wins active Cup drivers, crew chiefs. 43. Paul Wolf has got 43 wins.
Okay. That's a lot.
41 to Alan Gustafson and Adam Stevens. 25 to Cliff Daniels. 15 to Rudy Fugel. 11 to James Small. 2,581 laps led by Kyle Larson in the season 2021. Best record for him in NASCAR.
Wow.
Corey LaJoie will drive for Brad Keselowski at the Clash at Daytona 2026 due to having leg surgery after breaking it in the snowboarding accident.
Wow.
So Brad ain't going to be racing in the Clash.
Broke his leg playing.
Yes, in the snowboarding accident. Dollar Tree confirms it. Dollar Tree confirms a support of Legacy Motor Club and driver John Hunter Nemechek in 2026, and will provide eye-catching colors on the car at the Daytona 500.
That may not be good news.
No.
Does that mean they go up to $1.50 now?
Yes, yes.
Just kidding, but
No, you're right.
the $1.25, but they do have some things that are more than $1.25. But no, I'm glad he got sponsorship. That's
I
cool.
too, yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yes. NASCAR's board of directors, led by Jim France, chairman, CEO, and includes key figures like Lisa France Kennedy, executive vice chair, and Steve Phelps, president and board member, along with Mike Hilton, senior advisor, Gary Crofty, chief legal officer, focusing on vision and growth for the sport and significant ownership of the France family.
Yeah.
So they'll continue to grow the sport.
I think because of this
Wow.
court case, there's going to be a lot of things that are going to loosen up a little bit. And
Right.
some things that are going to happen for the drivers, the track,
Yes.
because NASCAR did not look good in this
It
this
didn't.
deal. And I think you're going to see a lot of
What
a
started
lot of
all,
things happen.
What started all of that, Dean?
A lawsuit.
Yeah, a lawsuit.
Who
They,
brought- who
over
brought
over the
that up?
charters. That was brought
Right.
by Hamlin and Michael
Uh,
Jordan.
yes,
and,
and
Okay.
front row.
front row. Yeah, but it's been settled. But it's going to create some.
Oh,
changes.
yes,
Right.
yes. In an interview on Sirius XM Radio, NASCAR, Garrett McCready, which is Cletus McFarland, confirmed he will run 5 ARCA Menard Series race this season.
Okay.
And he will again drive the number 30 for Reddy Jones Racing. He confirms he will run races at Daytona, Talladega, with the rest of the schedule to be announced.
Okay.
Huh.
Nice.
That's are the notes for the,
Dean's
right
notes.
now. Yes.
Thank you,
Dean's
thank you, Dean, for the work you've done and bringing all those. Nothing from the vault tonight.
No.
Nothing from the vault.
No.
Return soon.
No.
We got to see.
Yes.
See what's in the vault. So I am looking forward, to I'm looking forward to going to dirt track this year, and hopefully we can get to a NASCAR track as well. Something with us in range. I'm
we can
looking
hit
forward to that.
Talladega.
Yes, or Daytona.
Yeah,
Either one.
You got Dean fired up on that one. I mean,
Yes.
He's been to so many. I'm
Hey,
a
we can
noob.
pull the camper down there. Got plenty of room.
Now wait a minute, Biscuit Boy. Do you think we're going in that infield on a Saturday night? Come on, man.
I don't know. Whatever y'all want.
It gets a little crazy,
Yeah.
That's right at Dean's Alley.
Well, no, Mom says we can't do that. We got to be good boys. We can't get down there and get in trouble now. They stuff that goes on Saturday night. You got to be careful.
I know. It's fun though.
That's the kind of fun that gets you in trouble, man.
Only if you get caught.
We get caught, Dean would squill on us.
No, I won't.
Tell my
I
wife.
don't see nothing. I'm blind. I can't see nothing.
No, he needs to tell on us. We got to be careful. I don't know. Is that inside? Is the worst inside or outside the track that goes?
I would say inside.
It's
on
worse
the
than-
infield.
Okay.
That's only. I've never sat in the stands at a racetrack. I've always been in the infield.
Yeah.
Well, I'm all good with getting on top of that camper and sitting down or something, but
Hey, we could do it.
but it's what goes on the night before.
Well, we can always sit and observe. People watch.
That's right.
We might get in trouble.
We can do
People
an
watching.
entire episode. Well, we just dare people. Come on up. You kick somebody right in the forehead. Climbing up the ladder.
You're right.
Good Lord.
Because you'd be sober.
All right.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
All right. Let's talk sports while we have
Yeah.
time and not lose it. We got several things we need to cover tonight for sports. Let's look at the NFL first. And a lot of news going on in the NFL right now.
Yeah,
But let's talk about the games first. To me, the best game of the weekend was Buffalo and the Broncos.
Was that not an awesome throw? He ran back 30 yards.
I
and
saw
hit that
that.
guy in the end
It
zone.
was incredible.
I saw
was
that.
amazing.
And this game went back and forth, and forth. And it's costly. It has cost. Two ways this game has cost. Number one, the Broncos lost their quarterback.
Yeah.
He broke his foot or something.
His ankle broke his ankle.
Yeah.
He's out for the year. So they're going with the backup. It's got to impact them. They say he's ready and all that. They're saying all that. We fully support him. We're confident. Come on, you just lost the dude that got you there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I got to think that this kills any chance that they have. Now, they got a great defense, but honestly, you got the backup coming in. You're probably done. Now, this ain't – I realize that in the
This could be a
Miami
Cinderella
Dolphins –
story.
it could be the Miami
Could be.
Dolphins championship perfect season. They had this happen
Yeah.
and overcome it. But
Right.
to be honest, does anybody think that with a backup quarterback they're going to beat the Patriots? No.
I don't know that they could beat Indiana.
Well, probably not. And Buffalo, it cost them because they fired their coach
Right.
today.
Yes.
Yep.
I saw that.
Gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gone.
End of the season for him.
Right.
And I don't know how much of that was we didn't get to where we were wanting to get because Buffalo could just never get over the hump.
They couldn't.
They've went to Super Bowls. That's the team they anoint like they're going to win it all, and they just can't get there. And
What do you think causes that, Dave?
well, until you get over the hump, it's kind of a mental thing, I believe.
Is that you think it's mental?
Well, I do with them because they have just always seem to have that little bit of a mistake that'll happen,
Right.
late in
punch
a
the
game.
gut that sets
Right.
you back.
Well, and they've been
Kind of
notorious for missing field goals,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
wide right, baby. I mean,
Wow.
that team has all the talent in the world on it. It should win. I'm sure he was
Yeah.
fired because of that.
Exactly.
But they just can't seem to get over it. And Lord knows Cook will love this. But hey, we appreciate you, Nathan Carpeting Racing, coming in and give us a like. Thank you for that. But back in the day, I mean, they went to the Super Bowl against the Cowboys and got beat
Yeah.
and wide right and all that. But they fired
Right.
the coach. The shocker of the day for me, I thought this game would be much closer, is the Seattle just butt whooped
Yeah,
the
they did.
49ers, and I did not expect that to happen. This game was over from the get-go. I mean, over from the get-go. And Purdy only had 140 yards of interception. This was a horrible game. The running back for Seattle, Kenneth Walker III, 116 with 3 touchdowns. But the Seahawks all of a sudden look like they may be a threat to do it all. Even they may give the Patriots all they want, more than they want, to be honest.
That would be a good game.
Yeah, preparation.
Yeah, that would be a good game.
It would be a great game. And the game that I was hoping, another game that huge mistakes. The Texans, I watched this whole game, the Texans and the Patriots, and the Patriots get the win, but they did not play great. The defenses played great. The offense for the Patriots did not play great, and who played worse was the Texans offense. C.J. Stroud, that great Ohio State product, and they've got to be questioning, is he the guy? This guy looked like he looked like a deer in the headlights.
Really?
He was under a lot of pressure, but he threw balls up in the air. I mean, just straight up for anybody to get. You can't do that. And I'm telling you, no matter what your pedigree is, no matter where you came from, it don't matter what you do during the regular season. If you're just throwing the ball to the other team, you're going to be sitting on the bench eventually. You're not. They're going to be evaluating this offseason.
Yeah.
Is this the guy? And I'm not saying he won't start next year as the starter, but I'm telling you right now, they're making plans because this guy, it was a horrible performance by him. And he knows it. I'm not putting him down. He's a great kid. I think the world of C.J. Stroud. I really do. I think he's a fine young man. He's a good Christian young man.
Right.
He's got amazing talent, but he had one of the worst games in a playoff I've seen. This guy just throwing the ball up.
Right.
There was multiple turnovers by both teams. It was like they was trying to give the game away. He was 20 out of 47. He did get 212 yards, but it was just horrible. I mean, the kid is better than this.
Right.
But you got to wonder now: can he win the big game? Can he win the really big game? They always said it was against Georgia. That was a bad call and all that when we just drilled their guy Marvin Harrison Jr. in the end zone.
Right.
He did put the ball right there, but from that point on, I mean, he has a great regular season, but in the playoffs, he's just not getting it done like Buffalo. So,
do you think it's because he changes his socks?
Might be.
Hey, you'd be surprised how big a superstition comes into play in the locker room.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you never know. But honestly, I think that he was so he was paying attention to the rush. Now, no doubt they were coming after him hard.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But both defensive were. But you've got to get around that. You have got to. I think they could have done a better job play calling. I don't blame it all on him. I think he could have protected the ball better. Same could be said for May with the Patriots. He wasn't protecting the ball either. He got 2 knocked out by Alabama's Anderson, who he ate up the offensive line for that team by himself. And he almost had one recovery, but it was they played. The defenses were really the show. The offenses were horrible. And then the last game of the day, the Rams in overtime. Yes, the Bears go down.
The Bears.
And it was a great game. It was in overtime, but they got the field goal. Stafford, 258 yards.
Couldn't take the headbutt.
Kyron Williams, 87 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. I've said, watch out for the Rams. I think they're a threat. They're playing great. And I think Stafford, he's just something about this season. He just looks so ready for the big game like never before. It's like he don't even sweat it. Like he's like, let's go, no matter what happens. Daryl says, beware of Matthew Stafford. He is hungry for a championship. He is. The window's going to be closing.
If he can hold his composure.
Right. He's done a great job with that.
Yep.
And I think this team has the talent. They could do it. And they have a good defense too. So all the teams that are left, there's no gimmies. I mean, there's a lot of good teams, ready for this moment, but we'll see what happens.
I'd like to see a Georgia boy do good.
The AFC championship game, the NFC championship game are going to be really well, but the Broncos, playing the Patriots, you just got to think the Patriots are going to walk the dog on them without Bo Nix. And shout out to Bo Nix. He has played amazing this year. It's very unfortunate. And then, of course, you'll have the Rams against the Seahawks. That's going to be one heck of a game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, picks on those. All right. between the championship games, you
All right,
got
who are we starting with?
you got the Patriots against the Broncos.
I'm going with.
I'll go to the Pats.
I'm going
We've
with.
picked the Pats all year long.
I have to.
The pick against him is May. He didn't have a great game, but he's been standing up really tall in this. This is his first time, obviously, to be in this position.
Right.
I just think that but that quarterback getting hurt really kills the Broncos' chances. I just think that's really hard to overcome. They're going to press down a little bit more. He's going to get a lot of blitz packages,
Right.
and they're going to concentrate on the running game and shut down the short game and all that, and just put their guys on the island 1-on-1. I just think they may get a couple of scores, but I just think that it's the Pats season to get in there.
Yes,
Again,
yes.
Unfortunately, we've said that before. Dean said he's going to win it all. Yeah, I think you said that weeks ago that
Yes.
the Pats are going to win it
Pats
all.
gonna win it all.
Yes.
All right, then the hard game now. We've got the Rams against the Seahawks. The Rams against the Seahawks.
I'll take the Seahawks.
I'm going with the Rams on this one, guys.
This is an amazing game, to really pick. It's really hard, to be honest, because and I don't know the spread yet on this game. My heart says, because I know the Rams, their talent level, but the Seahawks are playing way above themselves. But you have to wonder, maybe in the moment, maybe the Seahawks, who've been there before, but maybe getting over the 49ers, getting past them, maybe that took a little bit out of them. Of course, the Rams had a big game against the Bears, but I just think Stafford he's the guy that I think is going to be the key to this, because he is going to keep them. He's going to keep level headed.
Right.
This is to me a pick 'em game. I don't think you can go wrong. I'm going to say, because I said weeks ago that I thought the Rams were going to go, had a really good chance to go, and I'll go with the Rams on this game. It's hard to pick against the Seahawks, but I think they're ready. I think he is hungry. I think you're right, Daryl. And I think because of where he's at in his season, I think he will give up his body and do whatever it takes to wheel this team over. The key will obviously be the defenses and how do they play against this.
Right.
After what the Seahawks do to the 49ers, this may, it'll be a blowout too. But I think it's when you get to the championship games, every little thing is highlighted.
Right.
And so any little mistake, any turnover is going to be crucial. You can't have turnovers, especially at this level. It will be inch by inch. It'll be hard fought. It's going to be a hard hitting game, and it's going to be who minimizes mistakes.
Right.
But these two quarterbacks, they're playing really well. But I think Stafford is, to me, I think he's seeing the field better than just about really anybody. The experience level is there for this team, and I'm going to go with the Rams. It's his time. I'll admit.
Yeah.
This was their test. They got past a really good Bears team, and I mean a really good Bears team.
Yep.
And I think they're thinking, bring it on, Seahawks. We're ready. So we'll go.
I'll go to
that.
Seahawks.
You're going
Where are they
Seahawks?
playing at? Do you know?
I don't know where they're at. I don't know that.
Can you find that out?
Let me see if I can pull that up. All right, the Patriots and the Broncos are at Denver. They're at Mile High. They got the home field, and it is at Seattle. So you're going against the home team.
You're going. Rams are going into.
And so, but there's no way Broncos are going in. They're going to win this game,
No.
even though they're at home, because I just don't think they're going to have enough consistent offense. I just don't think they're going to have it.
You think Rams are going to pull it off in a hostile environment like say?
I think it's the loudest stadium in the NFL is
Yeah.
up there in Seattle. I think
Yeah.
it's the loudest stadium. It's going to be amazing to watch.
He should be used to it though.
Well, he is, and the Rams have been there before, but the Seahawks have been there before. This is the better game.
Yeah.
This is the better game.
I agree.
And so it's going to be Pats against somebody. And think about either of those. If you have the Pats against the Rams and the Pats against the Seahawks, that's a great Super Bowl. Either way you go. But I would love to see I want to see the Rams get in for Matthew Stafford. I hope he can get there and win
I'd
it
like
again.
to see the backup quarterback for the Broncos come out and just blow the Pats out of the water.
Well, I would love that
I would
because
love
I don't
to
like
see
the
that.
Pats.
I don't either.
You don't.
No, I
never
can't
have.
stand them. Are you kidding me? 28-3. What is it? We had the lead. Oh my goodness! After you just had to bring up something that made me think of the
Deflation.
You just had
gate.
to. You just had to. All right.
By the way, what was all that deflating the balls and all that
Yeah.
stuff they were talking about?
Because the Pats are cheaters, man. Come on.
Belichick will do anything.
Brady too.
Yeah, Brady too.
By the way, he's not really that good of an announcer. They paid him a lot of money. I don't think he's that good of an announcer. I have to say, as an aside, listen, Troy Aikman, legend. He's been doing that show he's been doing for 21 years or whatever. I cannot stand to listen to that guy.
Really?
He states the most obvious. He's not technical at all. It sounds like a 10-year-old talking about the game. Yeah, it was a good play. The running back ran up in the line, and he found a hole and he got some yards. I mean, he doesn't give you any technical. That's what he sounds like. It's like the guy will say something. He'll go, "That's right." The defense stopped them there, and 3 and out. So they get the other team gets the ball. I mean, it's just this matter of fact stuff.
He's a yes man.
I got attacked by one of the big online, one of the big media sports media guys in Atlanta. I was on his page, and I badmouthed Aikman, and he's I'll take a 3-time Super Bowl champion over this other guy any day of the week, as far as an announcer. And I'm like, 3 championships don't make him a great announcer.
True.
No, he's a good football player. But,
great football player. I'm just not a fan of it. Way back in the day on the baseball side, Joe Morgan was absolutely the worst announcer. I could not stand listening to that guy
Joe Morgan
talk about a game. He was horrible. But anyway, let's talk about them Falcons, Dean.
Okay.
Dean fled. He didn't want to talk about the Falcons.
No, I guess
he's getting some ammo.
I get some water.
He's getting some ammo.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Falcons, because the Falcons have hired a coach.
Yeah.
They hired Matt Ryan first, head of football operations, or whatever they're calling him. He's basically Blank's go boy. I mean, go check on this. Listen, it's a positive. I said for the franchise, Matt Ryan's never done that, but he's basically he'll
be a good influence.
He's Blank's right hand man now to go, and when Blank don't want to deal with something, he's got Matt Ryan that can do it. And
I think he'll be a positive influence.
There was a picture. There was a picture of all of them at Blank's mansion.
Yeah.
And Matt Ryan's on the right hand side as you're looking at the picture, and then Blank, he looks so little next to Matt Ryan because he's so tall.
Bet.
And then you had the coach, and I forget who the other person was. They hired Kevin Stefanski. Is that how you say it, Stefanski? Anyway, let me pull that up. But listen,
good Polish name.
I probably said it right. Stefanski. I think I said it wrong. But anyway, Stefanski. Let me make sure I had that right. All right. So I know Dean would want to ask me what I think about this hire.
Yeah.
Because he likes getting me fired up.
I do. That's my go for the day.
That's your goal for the day. Okay. So here's what I'm going to give you.
Okay, let's do it.
The Falcons did the most Falcon thing that they always do. And because they went out and they hired a guy, even though he's been a 2-time NFL Coach of the Year. Tell me how many championships has this guy won or whatever. They went out and did the retread again. I'm sorry, that's the way I see it, as a retread.
God,
I don't see it as being the guy that's going to put us over the top. He goes out. Blank cannot hire. He just, it is not within him to go out and hire the hot shot, because there were better options. You can go and look at all the comments from Falcons fans. They do not like this pick. They don't like this hire. And again, it's the same on the last one. We're like, well, we hope, but it's not going to work. The Falcons still doing Falcons things, and anybody thinks that this guy's going to take him to the promised land, it's just not going to happen.
Well, he can grow one heck of a beard.
Well, maybe.
You gotta give him that.
Well, the other guy was a nice guy, but that don't mean you're going to win.
It's true.
I mean,
you gotta have that killer instinct.
That's the idea, right? To win.
Yeah.
I mean, he says we want to build a championship here.
You're not getting participation trophies.
So I just don't see it. I think this was what they would call a safe pick. A guy, he's got a little pedigree. He got he got the coach here. This guy coached at Cleveland.
That's a dream.
Is that the farm team we're looking for to hire coaches now from Cleveland? I thought they should go and get either the next great offensive coordinator, because that's, we've had problems on that side. Get you a really good defensive coordinator. Make your coach, should be the offensive minded guy, because we're just not scoring enough in most games.
That's where Eli Manning needs to come in.
Well, no, we don't want no Mannings. But
you don't want any Mannings? Oh, come on,
come on, Tennessee fan,
really?
Mannings, come on. We don't want Mannings. Sure, but I thought we should.
You said you wanted winners.
Okay.
Tennessee ain't no winner. Tennessee's losers.
I'm talking about the Mannings.
The Mannings. You know, Tennessee fan. What do you? Like,
Yeah,
they did win some, but
And I was an Ole Miss fan as well.
And you was an Ole Miss fan. Okay.
I'm sorry,
but
Okay. No biggie.
But I just think they should have either got that or went in the college ranks and got the next one that is, you know, he's destined for greatness. And there's a lot of them, and they're really they're really great at creating plays, new plays, not retread plays, and coming up with stuff. Because it seems like the teams that play the Falcons, they know what's coming. It's like we're so predictable. It's like a Mike Bobo offense for Georgia. It's so predictable. I'm sorry, but everybody that's a Georgia fan knows this to be true. I like Mike Bobo. I've met him. He's a super guy, but he makes bad mistakes when you're talking about calling plays. And the other team is not surprised at anything Georgia calls. It's just thankfully we're able to make it work sometimes. But he gets in a certain position on the field. He does the same things. And that's what this whole thing feels like. So I just don't think the Falcons did a good job here at all. And I hope, well, I mean, you know, I would like for them to do more,
right?
You know, but I don't think that's going to work, man.
Okay.
Do you like that? Do you like that pick? Or do you say, I don't have an opinion?
I don't know what to say.
I think it was a retread pick. I just don't think that I don't think it's going to show fruit. I really don't.
Okay.
I've been a Falcons fan all this
What does
time.
Marine think?
Yeah.
What do you think?
He just listed, but I just think it's
no hope.
It does not give me confidence that they're going to be anything different than what they've always been. And that is a team that underachieves. They will start out the season, new coach. We got Matt Ryan. We got all these players. We won our last. I can write their program right now. We won our last 5 games of the season. Blank is committed. He'd be standing up there.
He's committed
I fired everybody and brought in all new people. Well, he's still there. That's a problem. Arthur Blank is still there. And it'll be the same old thing. The same old thing.
The buck stops here.
Well, yeah, and it's usually not good.
Okay, did you know Tampa Bay Buccaneers are cleaning house?
Well, tell us about it.
Cleaning house.
The team decided to fire offensive coach Josh Grizzard, quarterbacks coach Thad Lewis, special teams coordinator Kevin Ross, defense line coach Charlie
They
Strong.
should have. Good for them. They didn't perform well either. They underperformed.
The Bucs offensive took a big step back in NFL this season, dropping from 3rd in NFL to total yards in 2024, 399.5 per game to 21st this past season, 320.4 per game. The team had won 4 straight NFC South Division titles and made the playoffs every season since 2020, but had won only 1 playoff game since Bowes took over as head coach in 2022. In Bowes' 4 seasons in charge, Tampa Bay has a 35-33 record.
35-33.
All right.
That's a little better than 50%.
Some of the latest news on some of the hires is the Dolphins are expected to hire Packers defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley as their next coach, and the Chiefs are going to bring back. Why can't this guy get a head coaching job? Eric Bieniemy, he's been mentioned as the next great offensive coach, head coach, and he just never. I don't know if something happens in the interviews because he gets interviewed every year by somebody, at least 2 teams, but he's going to be back. You know, Kansas City's got to get it turned around and have a new stadium. That's the big thing. Go get a new stadium.
Well, at least you have a nice place to play.
But they're thinking that Sean McDermott may be going to the Cardinals. But the Lions are hiring former Cardinals offensive coordinator Drew Petzing as their new offensive coordinator. The Seahawks running back Zach Charbonnet, I didn't hear about this, is out for the remainder of playoffs with a torn ACL. I didn't hear about that. So that's a hit to them.
Yep.
So
good news for Rams fans.
The Chargers are interviewing Arthur Smith for an open offensive coordinator position. All news today from the league. And so we'll see. But this is the season where all this stuff starts happening, and we'll see. Jarrett Stidham is that replacement quarterback in place of Bo Nix from, I believe he played at Auburn as well, right? They're both Auburn guys. Jarrett Stidham play I believe he was an Auburn guy. Somebody out there remembers, but I think that's the case. I think he was an Auburn guy. So we'll see. The game tonight, we have a college football. It's just kicked off, I'm assuming, college football national championship.
Yeah.
The Indiana Hoosiers.
Sorry, I have lost my phone.
Uh-oh.
I'm just looking around. If y'all see me wandering around back here, that's what's going on.
It's all right.
Nothing nefarious.
The Hoosiers, or Daryl says, "Go Hoosiers."
I say Indiana will win this game.
There's going to be a lot of state of Florida fans. All the people that used to love Miami and root for them, they're going to be rooting for Miami. Who you saying wins this game?
Indiana.
I'm going to Indiana as well. Biscuit Boy, who's looking for his phone.
Indiana all the way.
Who's going to win?
I don't think.
Huh?
Miami.
Oh, Marine's going Miami.
I don't think there's a team that can beat Indiana.
I'm a big fan of the quarterback. I think he throws every throw. He's smart. This team is hungry.
Yep.
They want to win until the rest of the country. We're on the scene. This is not a fluke season. And plus, it's going to just solidify his high draft pick that he's going to have. It's already there. You can't really hurt it. But he wants to go out on a high note and then go really high in the NFL draft. And teams are going to be lining up to get this guy. So I think we all believe that Indiana is the team that's going to take this.
I do believe, but the Marine has chosen Miami.
But if Miami wins, Marine can tell us next week.
Yes, he will.
I told you, or he can tell us tomorrow.
I told you so.
I told you guys.
Tomorrow?
Got it.
Oh, you'll be here tomorrow, won't you?
If Miami wins, he gets bragging rights. We'll have to.
What time's the game? It's already started.
It's already started. So they just kicked off, and we will see what happens with that. So it'll go late into the night.
Okay, I got history for y'all.
All right.
Black Sox scandal.
Yep. 19. What was that?
1919.
1919.
The year that Paul was born. Oh, sorry, Paul.
Hey. That was a good year. 1919 was a great year. Vintage, man. It's vintage.
He looks well for his age.
I had to throw you under the bus.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I see the car tracks on back of his back.
Now I'm going to have to, come back as somebody else.
That's right.
Yeah.
Black Sox scandal was a game fixing, scandaling.
Wow.
In Major League Baseball, MLB, which 8 members of the Chicago White Sox were accused of potentially losing the 1919 World Series, the year you was born, against Cincinnati Reds in exchange for payment from a gambling syndicate, possibly led by organized crime fighter Arnold Rothstein.
Yeah, out there making all that money.
Yeah, Rothstein was a ruthless fella.
Yes.
So, yeah.
But I even remember the game.
They made movies about it and everything else.
Yeah.
I mean, it was,
that where
and that always hurts.
Billy White Sox or whatever his name was.
Some people claim that all sports and every game is fixed. I'm not going down that route, but there's obviously been we know that one was.
I only know one professional sport that's fixed.
Wrestling.
Exactly. That's it.
But there have been people who have done some things. I mean, we look at the Houston Astros and the whole beating on the can and all that, tipping pitches and all that. That's always been a charge out there. The deflating of the football.
Yes.
We can think of several things like that where, there's some things you can do. They used to say when you go play the Cubs, they'd always certain pitchers they'd have their grass very high,
right,
to set up, or cut it very short. Depending on who was pitching in that series and stuff to try to. That's not illegal. It's just using what you have
to throw you off.
But there are people that have been caught, like I say, tipping pitches and stuff like that in baseball. And there's, the big scandal here just recently was NBA games that were thrown. People because of gambling, they were gambling on the games themselves, and they were missing free throws and stuff on purpose and all that. So we do see it.
Well, I heard.
By the way, the
I don't know if-
president,
I
the
don't know-
president Trump is at the college football
Is he really?
championship. He has arrived there. He is
Sweet.
in the house. I wonder who he's rooting for.
Hey, did you guys hear anything about LeBron James being accused of being with a group like you were just talking about?
Have not heard of that.
No, I didn't either.
It popped
Have
up.
you?
You know how the internet is. Something like that popped up today. I'm not saying that that's true.
Right.
By no means. I'm just saying that I was asking if anybody else had
I
seen
hadn't
something
heard it.
like that.
No.
All right. Anything else there, Dean?
Yes.
All right. I'm waiting on the bar. I'm waiting. I think he's got something for me. I'm just
Right
waiting
here.
to see what it is.
Atlanta Falcons All-Pro.
All right.
Bijan Robinson.
Absolutely deserves it.
First team running back, second team all-purpose.
Absolutely.
Chris Lindstrom. Second team right guard.
Really good offensive lineman. They did a good job on that pick as well.
Kyle Pitts Sr., second team tight end. J.C. Bates. Bates the third, second team safety.
Yeah, he had a pretty good year. Not great, pretty good.
And then Tyler Kingsley back to Braves.
Yeah, and we're going to start talking about the baseball season that's going to be coming around pretty quick. The Braves have made a few moves. They did have an injury, but can this pitching staff get it together? We're going to be talking more about the Braves. Our Braves report will be back with Dean here soon, and we'll talk about the Braves as we get into the Major League Baseball season, getting ready to. It won't be long, folks. It's almost February.
Here's a 2026 MLB on NBC.
All right.
March 26th, 1 p.m. Pirates versus Mets. March 26th, 8 p.m. Diamondbacks versus Dodgers.
Good.
April 12th, 7 p.m. Guardians versus Braves. Who is the Guardians? Who was that?
Cleveland, right?
Cleveland, okay.
Yeah, it's Cleveland, right? Guardians. I hate the name change.
I do too.
Good grief. Come on.
May the 31st, 7 p.m. Cubs versus Cardinals.
Classic.
June 7th, 8 p.m. Padres versus Cubs. June 14th, 7 p.m. Rangers versus Red Sox.
Another good game like that.
June 21st, 7 p.m. Mets versus Phillies. June 28th.
That game, I'll come back to that game in a minute. Finish the schedule because I want to talk about these games here because there is some sore spot. There's some people mad right now. Of something. We'll talk about that in a second. Go ahead and finish your schedule.
I got it marked here. June 28th, 7 p.m. Yankees versus Red Sox.
Okay.
June 5th, 12:30 p.m. Mets versus Braves.
Oh, I like that. It's always good matchup against the Mets.
June 5th. No, sorry, folks. July 5th, 7 p.m. Padres versus Dodgers. July 19th, 7 p.m. Dodgers versus Phillies.
That's a good one, too.
July 26th, 7 p.m. Yankees versus Phillies. August 2nd, 7 p.m. Red Sox versus Dodgers.
I like it. These are good games.
August 9th, 8 p.m. Astros versus Padres.
In the heat of the summer.
August 16th, 7 p.m. Mariners versus Astros. August 23rd, 7 p.m. Padres versus Red Sox.
These are good games. Makes you have warm feelings on a very cold night.
August 30th, 3 p.m. Reds versus Cubs.
Reds versus Cubs. That's classic.
August 30th, 7 p.m. Astros versus Mets. September 6th, 3 p.m. Braves versus Phillies. September 7th, 8 p.m. Cardinals versus Padres. Now back to June 21st, 7 p.m. Mets versus Phillies.
Like it.
What's so big about that?
Well, because of the free agent signing of Bo Bichette, big contract, he was offered more. So the Phillies are the news is all reporting they were livid after this $126 million Mets contract and free agency.
Man, that's a lot of money.
Well, they offered him over $200 million, but more years, and they thought they had him, and they are not happy about this.
Wow.
About this contract with him. So they gave him an offer. They thought they had a good offer, and that offer, I don't see it right here, but I think it was over $200 million. Yeah, they were for 7 years and $200 million. and they thought they had him, but he turns around and takes a 3-year, $126 million. But see, he's saving 4 years there.
Right.
He'll be up for a new contract, but he took the $126 million from the Mets, and so they are not happy with Mr. Bo Bichette. And so,
Wow.
you know, there'll be some boo birds and there'll be some arguments over that one. It's his decision to make. But here's the thing: we don't know what happened in those negotiations.
No,
But
you don't.
a lot of times, and this is what makes a lot of people mad, when a guy says, because some people today, they don't live up to their word. If he indicated to them, we got a deal, but it hadn't signed it yet, which it's not done until they sign, and he turned around and this other offer comes in and goes, hey, that's a better, I'm just going to take that one. You know, it reminds me of, you know, there's a couple of times when people have left, even coaches have left a team after they believe we've got him, he's going to sign with us, and then he just skips town and goes and signs with another team.
Right.
And those things are long lasting. So it's his decision. But how do you handle that? How does your agent handle that? You know, because if you tell a group, we got a deal, I'll be in to sign. I don't know how this worked out, but as mad as they are, it tells me there's more going on here than just him accepting another offer.
Right.
Yeah.
Sounds like to me they thought they had a deal, and they offered $200 million. But again, the years is the thing: 7 years versus 3 years. He gets 126 for the 3. I understand the financial. You're going to be up for a new contract in 3 years, or they could probably, you know, try to sign you to an extension or whatever. But you know, when you think about that, $200 million. I mean,
a lot of money.
Yeah,
you don't know what's going to happen in 3 years.
No,
maybe your skills erode. What is the buyout? There's a lot of things that you have to take in with this. But they're mad. This is going to happen.
Yes.
Does he get plunked? I don't know, but there might be a fight or two when these two teams play. I just think they're going to be pretty ticked off about it.
Yeah, they are.
Listen, nobody likes for the player that they think the guy's going to come help their team to leave. We're seeing that in college football right now.
Yeah, we are.
I mean, they're signing all over the place. You put all your investment in a guy and you bring him along. Next thing you know, then he jumps to a bigger school or he takes a bigger offer. And there's no loyalty anymore. The money is going to be the driver, and it's invaded. For all the people that told me
everything,
I want to make a point for all the people that always got on to me and said, because I watched NFL, they'd say, I don't watch NFL, I watch college because it's pure, it's all amateur. Those days are gone, folks. Those days are gone.
That's right.
And I told them they were living a dream. They said college players are loyal. Show me that loyalty now. You find it very few.
Right.
They're following the money too.
Right.
So all those people that trash, the NFL, which they got their problems. I'm not saying they don't.
Right.
But the college players are doing the exact same thing now. And hey, make no mistake, it's filtering down to the high school level as well.
Yes, it is.
Well, yeah,
it always has been there.
Skipping college now.
Yeah,
They have incentive to go because they're getting paid.
That's right.
To play.
So this stuff is lining up while they're in high school, even middle school. And they have to be ready to come in as a freshman on a major college team. They got to be able to play now. They can't. Alabama used to sit. They never played as very rarely as sophomores. Even it was always juniors. You bided your time. Alabama, they'd have a bench full of 5-stars. Well, that's hard to do anymore because this team over here is offering them $8 million, $10 million, $12 million, or whatever to come to their school. Yep. And so, tell me that is still true. That the amateur status, the loyalty is there. It's not there.
No, it ain't.
These players are moving. Let me say, go back to this game tonight. To this game tonight. If Miami is able to win, I will applaud Carson Beck. Yes, a lot of Georgia fans got mad at him about the way it ended, and they've just trashed him. He's still a young man, and he's playing on the biggest stage. And I will say, if Miami wins, I'm happy because Carson Beck is gonna. It's really, and to me, this is one of those stories. So to Marine's point, if Miami, and because they got a great team, if they win this game, and it's on his shoulders, I believe that the defense and Carson Beck. If he has a great game, I'm going to cheer that young man. And, because, listen, I don't fault them for taking the money. Right. I'm just saying that if these people lived in a fantasy world that thought that college athletics didn't have all that dirty into it. It was always there. It's just they didn't have the ability to move. Now they do. They're free agents, and the money is coming. They even they have to go through those people that do those things. Mm-hmm. But now the news has even reported like, Georgia has signed the free agent, whoever. It makes it sound almost like a professional team.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
every team
Yeah.
is losing somebody.
Right.
Alabama's lost them, Georgia's lost them, Tennessee's lost them. Who we all root for, those three teams. They have lost. They're losing players because the
Yeah.
next school is going to come along. You can't hold on to the 5-star backup quarterback anymore. That guy's going to
That's
leave.
right.
He's going to, even if he goes down a level, he's going to make more money.
Right.
Because he's going to get to start and play, and the money's there. So it's a new world, and it ain't
Right.
never going back.
No.
And the last thing I want to talk about with college athletics, there was a talk about next year, and I told you this was going to come, the expansion of the college football playoff.
Yeah, I heard
There's
that.
still an outside chance, but it looks like that's going to go to the next year. That's as far as it's going to
Yes.
go. And I said 2 years it would expand. So it's going to expand. It will at least be 16 teams, but they're calling for 24. I told you this is going to happen. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying the money.
I saw that on my phone today. I
There's
thought,
money
Yeah.
in brackets.
Yeah.
It's gambling.
there is.
Gambling is driving
Yes.
all of this.
yes,
And
yes.
TV and all this stuff because more
yes.
games. The problem is now they get into it's going to impact how many games you can play in a season.
Right.
It's going to impact their finals and all this stuff. So
You know,
they want to go 24 though.
They've caught this one dude in the NBA was selling, information, that was not made public. Things going on in the locker room. Injuries that weren't made public, stuff like that. FBI caught him.
Yeah.
He pled not guilty. I don't know if you heard about it, but yeah, he gave information on LeBron James and a bunch of people.
I didn't really catch that story to be
either.
honest with you, but I will look
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting to see. Things are really going really fast right now
Yeah, they are.
for sports and
And
especially
it's
in
all
college.
betting.
It's betting. The
betting.
betting
It
is
is.
ruling
The
everything.
money.
It is.
Yes.
Before long, they're not going. I mean, and I'm just saying, I don't bet. But if you're in Georgia, where we're at, and you want to, what's one of the big sports gaming things? 'Cause something. DraftKings.
DraftKings.
DraftKings is one.
DraftKings.
I'll give them a shout out. DraftKings. My understanding is you can't do that in Georgia, but you can go over the state line into Tennessee and you can bet on DraftKings. How long before the state of Georgia just gets up on this anyway? I mean, it's all
I
about that.
didn't even know that.
Yeah, you
Wow.
can. It is
You
all.
you could go to Murphy and do it in Murphy.
Yeah, I'm sure you can there. Georgia just doesn't have that. They can't do that here, but you can go over to Tennessee and place your bet.
Yeah.
On your phone.
Yeah.
And so people are betting, and about every state has a lottery now. I mean, I think,
Yeah.
or they're
Yeah.
in some sort of
yes.
group.
Yes.
But betting is driving all of this, and it's
Yes.
just getting bigger and bigger
Yeah.
and bigger. And you're gonna continue to see that, and so that's going to impact the college game.
Right.
The fantasy world of amateur status, that's over. That is done. And what'll probably happen here on the good side, some players are staying in the college ranks longer
Yeah.
instead of going for the money because they would say, I got to choose money. My mom is struggling. My
Right. I
grandma.
heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
Yes.
they're getting the money in college, which is
Yes.
making some of them
Yes.
stay for their senior year. Remember,
Yeah.
Yes.
the good players never stayed for their senior
Right.
year unless they had a chance to win a championship.
Yeah, because
They were
don't
leaving-
take a chance on getting hurt.
Yeah, that's right.
You know?
They were leaving as juniors, and everybody's giving them a hard time. And they said, I got to take care of me and my
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
Now they can do that in college.
Okay.
If you're a really good player.
Did you
Yeah.
know that Kobe Bryant didn't go to college? He went right from high
Yeah.
school to pro.
So did LeBron James.
There are
Yeah.
examples of
Yeah.
that. I think what was the old guy that played with Philly? I think what was his name? I think he did the same thing back in the day. There has been those that have done that.
Yep.
And they
Few
had
and
rules.
far between.
They've had rules that have stopped that
Right.
to a point. You have to wait for a while to be
Yeah.
clear to do that.
Yeah.
I think all those things are going to be obliterated soon.
But I didn't know the one James did that. Went from,
Yeah, he was, man. That guy was. He was a star before he became a star. The guy was
Yeah.
just tearing it up, in high school, and he was just a generational
Yes,
talent.
yes.
I'm not a big LeBron James fan,
I mean,
but I
I'm
respect
I'm
his
not
talent.
either.
I
And
respect
it's
his
his
talent.
personal decisions that he's made, the things
Right,
that he's
right.
done.
Well,
I'm not saying he's a bad guy by any means.
No. He just speaks out a lot, and he makes me mad when he speaks
Yeah.
out because he has a
Yeah.
weird take sometimes. He wants to be he so wants to be like a social justice warrior
yeah.
Right.
and just play ball, dude. I mean,
Right.
really,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
done a lot for kids.
He
I like
has.
that.
He has.
And in school and stuff, and he has good, foundation, all that. I'm all good with that, but I'm just not a big fan.
No.
of him.
No.
I stopped being a LeBron James fan when they were down there on the stage with all the Miami team bragging about how many championships they were going
Right,
to win.
right.
They did win a couple, but they didn't get to the level. They were talking about 7 championships. I kind of lost interest there, but he's an amazing talent. His kids are good players and all that.
He is.
But folks, that's what we got. We're gonna get off and watch the game and enjoy.
Indiana won the coin toss.
They won. Okay, there's a win.
Yeah.
Just say it.
So we'll get caught up with some of the news. We do have a show tomorrow night with Miss Jess Hartin, and she will be talking about her life as a race car driver. We've talked to the husband.
That is awesome.
Now we get the wife. We'll get her version of all this.
Yeah.
And no, she is uber talented. Has been racing a long time, and I'm excited about that. Anything else, Dean?
No, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Dean is ready, and he says he's gonna root for the Falcons to win it all next year.
Oh yeah.
All the way, baby, all the way.
Just so he can give me a hard time.
Yes. And you're going to be back on the Falcons train like you are for the Bubba train.
No. I'm not going to be on the Paul's still on the Tennessee Vols train.
I'm on it, baby. I'm on
He's
it.
on it. He's a big fan. That's fine. It's all good here.
Ken's on the Alabama train as usual.
But
Ken's on the Alabama train.
I enjoy watching a good football game. I don't care who it is.
Me too.
I just enjoy watching a good football game.
And Paul has agreed to join our panel of pickers for next year for the college and NFL.
I have.
Okay.
So I know we've got at least 3 that's going to be doing that. I would like to get 8 to 10 for a good panel. Daryl, you still out there? Big sports fan. Let me know.
We got Moraine over here.
Marina pick. I'm sorry. He does pick. I'm sorry. 4. Let me not miss my count here. And but I like to get a good. We'll see how we do. We're gonna pick both. We did this year, but we're going to count. We're going to keep up with it next year.
Yes, we got to have to.
Or this year. We're going to keep up and see how we do.
We got to have to.
I got to beat Dean. If I can just beat Dean, I'm happy. Dean swings for the fences every week. And some weeks he gets lucky.
Yeah.
It's like all the favorites lose, and Dean he picks all them losers, and he wins.
Everybody's got to have a bad guy. I got to be that bad guy in this.
Put the black hat on,
Yes.
Nah, Dean's a great guy. I thank y'all for watching. Thank you for being a part of the podcast. Give us a like, follow,
vote for Bubba again next year. You got to vote for Bubba.
Hello, Beverly Boss. Good evening to you. Yeah, the Bears, they went down. Now, I know you're probably rooting for them, but that was a close game. Thank you for, I'm sorry, the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. It's true. And that's one of the greatest sports lines ever, if not the greatest. I love that line.
Well, yeah, that's true.
That and, what was,
I know this is going to be good.
I can't think of the guy. Anyway, and Blazing Saddles.
Oh, no.
Blazing Saddles, he rides up and he says, what in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
Yes.
And the guy's name was Slim Pickens.
Yes, it was.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Big fan of Slim Pickens. Yeah. Just a great guy. That's
all I think you was going to say about Blazing Saddles.
Well, there's something. There's some things he don't need to mention about that.
That's true. But, it was a great movie.
There's some parts we can't say, or we shouldn't say. We'll say we done choked Dean up over here.
Oh yeah.
What was on your mind?
People today can't take a joke.
What?
I said people today can't take a joke.
That's true. Blazing Saddles is one of
it's
a classic. It's
that in 1941 with John Belushi.
I seen that.
By the way, before we go, Dean said, I told you, folks. I told you. He sent me the picture of the Taylor Swift book.
Yeah.
Tell me the guy is not a fan of Taylor Swift. I'm telling you.
I told you probably got it and read it.
He sent me the picture of the book.
Yes, I did.
You just said that about me, but what are you doing over there looking at Taylor Swift books?
I was just walking by and I seen it.
Yeah, likely story.
Also at Walmart, I saw today they got a book of Taylor Swift and Kelsey on the cover of a book.
And you bought that?
No, I did not. I didn't even touch it.
That's because it had Kelsey on it. If it had just been Swift, you'd have probably put your picture on it. You got that in the vault.
No.
He's got that in the vault.
In the vault with Taylor Swift or Kelsey on it.
I don't go through Walmart looking at Taylor Swift books and sending you a picture of Taylor Swift books. See, I'm telling you, the guys, we're going to expose all this.
I don't have nothing with Taylor Swift on it. I don't. No, I don't. I know I don't. I tried to think there, did I? No, I don't.
I'm gonna have to go with Dean on this one.
He probably has something with Dolly Parton on it, though, don't you?
Let me think.
I bet he does.
Oh wow!
I'm trying to think. Do
So
I?
you don't know?
No, I
Have
don't.
y'all heard about the train crash in Spain?
No.
Yeah, a bunch of 22 deceased, right?
No.
39 now.
39.
When
It's
today?
horrible. No, it was
Day
yesterday.
before yesterday.
Day before
I
yesterday.
didn't know that.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know what happened, but you know, they run a lot of trains.
A train crash,
Yeah.
Bubba.
Yeah.
Train crash.
Oh
That's what,
yeah.
that's what this guy happened with Bubba next year.
No.
Train crash.
Bubba's going to finish ahead of Chase next year.
Yeah, right.
We'll continue this conversation tomorrow.
Hey,
Yeah.
thanks for letting me sit in, guys.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Paul,
it.
anytime.
I
man.
enjoyed you
We'll
being
be
here.
out of town Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah, he's going to go up there and hobnob with all the famous people in Nashville. He go going to
Yeah.
Nashville.
Man,
Paul will come back. He'll have a guitar. He'll have on a cowboy outfit.
you never know.
He'll have a new name. You know,
You
he'll
never
be a
know.
country artist.
Okay. Yeah.
He's got the voice already. He'll be singing songs and
Hey, I'll invite you to the Grand Ole Opry.
Hey, that'll work.
I'll
I
get you
like
up- I'll
that.
get you up there and
I've
sing
never
with
been to the Grand Ole Opry.
the
Have you been?
Cornbread Man and Biscuit Boy.
Have you been to the Grand Ole Opry?
I
have
am.
not.
You
I've
have?
been to the
Grand Ole Opry.
Auburn Auditorium, wasn't it?
Ryman Auditorium.
Ryman.
I have toured it.
Yeah.
There was nobody there. It was
No,
just a
there
tour.
wasn't nobody there, but you could walk in and
But
walk
they,
in the stage.
Been on stage.
Yes,
You
been
get
on stage.
and they took that. Oh, they put part of that stage and put it at the new place. You know,
Yeah,
part of that.
I heard that, yeah.
They talked about that when we were there. It's really not that big when you think
It
about
ain't.
the old. They
No,
were
it
packed in there.
yeah, there were.
Those were old wood hardback seats, wasn't
Yes.
it? Yeah,
Yes.
but it was a special place. But when you
Right.
think about it, you think of it as being this really big concert hall. It's really not that
It
big.
wasn't. It
The
wasn't.
one they got now is
Just big memories.
Yeah.
big.
memories,
Well, think
you
about it.
know.
If you were sitting, no matter where you were sitting in that place, you would have felt like you were right there, right in front
Yeah.
of
Well,
the artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But it's neat to do that. If you ever
Right.
get to Nashville, do that tour. All right. Let's pull up some music and get out of here, folks. Have a great night and take care.
Peace.
We will see you soon. Let me find the song.
Always
There we-
keep ascending.
keep ascending. And the wolf
No.
knows. Me and Paul, we've been researching wolves a lot, black wolves, and
Love
it
'em.
is, oh man, it is. We got so much stuff we want to bring out.
Wolves are very pretty.
They are.
They are. They're
And they're-
loyal.
Yes.
They're,
There's a lot of cool things there.
yeah,
The wolf knows. We got to get
Yeah,
some
he
hats and stuff,
there you go.
Coming soon,
Wolf
folks.
Nation, baby. Wolf Nation.
See y'all soon.